7 o'clock in St. Louis, you are listening to The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and on the TMA STL YouTube channel. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. Jackson Burkett is on the ones and twos, and you are welcome to participate in the show in a wide variety of ways. Texting in 314-399-9646. Air Comfort Service, sponsor of our text inbox. Calling into the Collier and Thompson phone lines, 314-974-0101. And then opening up your YouTube app and typing in TMASTL, clicking subscribe. Doug, you wanted to get to 6,300 subscribers this week. We're at 6,290. Yesterday, we were at 6,270. With 4 days left, we have some room, but let's not take it for granted that we're going to get those 10 remaining subscribers.
We're running out of citizens.
That's correct. There's only 6,300 people in St. Louis.
Feels like it sometimes. Hopefully, we can find 10 more citizens. Because it'd be nice to reach that milestone.
Yeah, 6,300, Martin. That is
Why don't you shame them into it, Doug? Just shame them. What's wrong with you people?
What else are you doing?
Nice.
Click the subscribe button. You're doing nothing else.
Does that work? Just guilting people into it?
I don't think so. If it were you, wouldn't it make you want to not do that even more? If someone tells you to do it?
Let's see. Grew up going to Catholic schools. A lot of guilt, Doug. Gets a lot of stuff done. Then when you win a big prize, give it back. Give it back, Doug.
Oh, yeah.
Give it
Is that
back.
the deal?
Give it back.
We have an auction coming up at the end of, Doug, is that January that we're going to that auction?
I don't know.
Actually, I'm sitting with your boy Poling, my roommate.
The great Matt Poling was at the MAC last night at the Jack Buck Sports Awards.
And he won it. Overdue.
No, he did not win an award. He was at the table
with you.
No, he was not with me. He was at the table with City SC, the football club.
Who are you sitting
that he works with? Brian Stowe, the Battlehawks, Frank Cusimano.
This is a media table?
There was a media table. Doug, were we off to the right
I wasn't
of the
there.
dais?
I don't know.
You would have been. Your boyfriend, Mark Milton, was there.
My boyfriend.
Oh!
And Tim, I think I accidentally golf cucked Doug. I didn't mean to, but he was with his buddy. His buddy, Dennis Weidman. They start talking about...
That's how Doug gets to go play...
Old Warson.
Right. And you're on the wait list, and you're down to like third on the list, I think.
I think so, yeah.
This was the last board meeting.
They were mentioning how they often invite Doug to golf. I said, oh, yeah. I said, he's been injured lately. They go, yeah, he's never able to play. I said, geez, I wouldn't mind. They go, do you want to join us? And they said, if Doug can't play. And I said, no, hold on. I am not.
Cucked. Wow. I just got nicked.
Wow.
And I said, no. I said, I'm not a good golfer, not interested. They said, well, no, that'd be great. And then at the end of the night, Mark Milton said, hey, let me get your number. And I said, I am not taking Doug's spot on the golf club. When do you guys play? Because I can always be available.
Doug's work husband.
Martin is Doug's work husband.
I don't know. I never had a work husband.
We are now at 6,300 subscribers, so I guess the shaming.
All right, good.
See, it does work.
Good.
Brick by brick.
Found the citizens.
Yeah, talk it over in there with, let's see, Anna Marie Longwell. Doug, another female listener. There's so many of them. Bill Reloaded, John Scores, MD 2020, and Kitty Bates. They're all in there. And you can join in with the conversation. Jackson, how does this Stiefel dossier look for December 9th, 2025 in St. Louis, Missouri?
I mean, it's present.
And accounted for?
It's there.
Wow.
Does it have much in it? Probably not.
No. Come on, you got to go to Frank's school.
What do you think I lined? Do you think out of nowhere, for the first time ever, I lined up some smorgasbord of guests? It's never happened ever. You think today was the day? I woke up on this Tuesday, December 9th, and said, let's get some Hall of Famers on.
All right, I
got nothing. What do you want?
Classically trained.
I
got nothing. Do not.
I got nothing. What do you want from me? That was what the producer of the program said.
Yeah, at 7:04.
No, what you say is, okay, we have, it looks to me, Redbirds at 7-3. We'll do some CFP. Blue Note, more Redbirds, and more CFP. And then we'll check the till. We have a terrific show lined up. Thanks for being with us. That's you just sell it. Can you sell it,
I
paper?
can't sell it.
Okay, Frank could sell it.
Yeah, you could sell it. I can't sell it.
That's a tough one to sell. But no, I could try. We have Monday Night Football, Tim. We have checking the till.
The Chargers and Eagles. Doug wants to break down Jalen Hurts' status in Philadelphia. Has his time begin to expire, even though he's fresh off of a Super Bowl?
Well, your voice got kind of high there, but he didn't have much last night. He didn't have much time.
Nice.
I was fascinated by the play
Mark,
where
this is actually happening.
he committed.
Hold on, I think Tim was kidding.
I was watching it. He committed 2 turnovers on one play. Did you see that?
Yeah, that has not ever happened.
Yeah.
At least dating back to when they started tracking these statistics. That's 78 or 70?
I don't know the years, Tim. Throws an interception. The guy returning it fumbles. Hurts gets it and fumbles it himself.
You cannot lose games in the NFL and still win.
No, you can't.
And it was Trent Dilfer who got fired at UAB.
Yes, he did. Okay. That's correct.
Maybe he had that same philosophy and his AD didn't quite buy into it.
Possibly he was replaced by Chris Mortensen's son. Am I correct on that? I think so. I think so. Well, hell, somebody will look into it.
Yeah, that's probably the lead.
Let's open up the phone lines. My gosh.
Oh, Callier and Thompson phone lines?
Yeah, it's a Tuesday.
314-974-0101. Phone line Tuesday has just been named as we celebrate 6,300 subscribers on the TMA STL YouTube channel. A benchmark moment on the program.
Yeah,
Old school
Load
radio,
up the
Doug.
calls.
Doug, open them up and just say, all right, caller, what's on your mind?
Yeah.
That's it.
Doug likes a good trade
clear
proposal.
the lines. Whatever we got there, let's clear the lines. Clear them. If you're on the line now, get over there. Clear the lines.
Kurt is hanging up on people.
Okay.
Pastor, you're going to have to call back.
We should be
just
good
got
now.
hung up on.
Okay. We don't want to clog. They were clogged up. Now they're clear. You can get right in if you call.
Guys, that's the Worse and Woods Wacko. He listened to the David Freese, Pat Maroon podcast, and I believe Pat Maroon asked David Freese his dream golf foursome. The Worse and Woods Wacko is taking it upon himself to let us know what his dream golf foursome is, and he says he would like to play with Tiger Woods, Bill Clinton, and Donald Trump. And the reasons aren't necessarily greatness in golf or being presidents. It's I'm editing on the fly. You might not be able to tell.
Their dating history?
That's correct, Martin. Nice read. It's like we were playing $25,000 and now a $100,000 pyramid because of inflation.
Yeah,
I never give up on my dreams.
It would be an interesting conversation. Yeah, that would be interesting. That might be my 3-2 now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can get a fivesome and play Ruth Park.
I don't know. I was thinking Milton and Weidman, maybe Kachuk and me.
Boy, you're working hard. That's politicking.
Over at the club.
Wow. Boy, that's a golf cuck. It happened, though.
It did.
I didn't mean to, but then later I was like, it sounds kind of good.
Yeah, it is good. It's a great course.
This guy.
R.I.P. Sports Illustrated. What happened? Did Sports Illustrated officially shut down?
Formicola take over.
Was it written by an AI that they went under?
Doug's prison wallet just announced that they were shut down. I mean, nobody would really notice.
Kind of stopped being a thing several years ago, didn't it?
All right.
Let's see. By the way, Tim,
Yes.
Coach Schertz was at the event last night.
Oh, is that right? Friend of the program.
Friend of the program
Co-host.
talked a little bit about the Billikens, and he said, yeah, I heard Tim was there. I'm like, what is it, like a thing?
him.
He goes, yeah,
Why
I
did
heard
they
Tim
stop
was
the game?
I heard he was there with his family.
I was prepared to make a speech, never got the nod.
Like
In the
Brian
middle of
Kelly.
the game.
You just take the floor and talk about your family.
That's right.
said, I hope it didn't interrupt the flow of the game there. He said, yeah, I heard Tim was there with his family. I said,
And he coached his tail off just to give Tim a good showcase.
I should have laid the 24.5. It was sweat-free. I was trying to explain spreads to my 8-year-old and 3-year-old. And I said, listen, they're up by 27, but we have something to monitor here. The spread was 24.5.
They're up by 3, fellas.
Exactly, boys.
and when there's nothing under the tree, you go, remember those spreads I talked
Exactly.
about?
This is how you
Sometimes you
learn.
win,
This is how
sometimes
you
you
learn.
lose.
Open up the text inbox like real ladies and read my damn text. That's from the plumber.
Okay.
We are getting some angry texts about people who feel like we don't read their text. Jackson, how would you explain to people when their texts don't get read?
A lot of texts, man. A lot of texts. They come in often. It might be 1 minute you send your text in. 2 minutes later, you're behind 30 or 40 other texts. Especially
I would explain it this way because I would show you a screenshot, but then you would see people's phone numbers, and we can't do that. But for every minute on the clock, I would say the show gets about 10 to 15 texts. So that gives you an indication, just so you know that we're not specifically looking at the text inbox and choosing not to read your text.
The entire show could almost be reading the text in.
It could.
Yeah.
Today feels like one of those days.
Yeah.
Sometimes late at night, I'll get caught up and I'll write everybody back one by one. It just takes a while.
The plumber says, I appreciate your condolences, Papers. Your shame to subscribe motivates me as much as the texters who tell me to go away. It just makes me want to text more. Suck it, haters. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Doug, that's from Sharon in Clayton.
Oh, okay.
She was in the tri-state area a couple of weeks ago enjoying the Blues and Rangers and Blues and Islanders and Blues and Devils. Boy, where do you think she is now?
Probably back to Sanibel, yeah. That's where they winter.
She's got
It's refreshing to see rich white women.
It is.
I don't care if my texts get read as long as Tim knows that I care. That's from Injun Joe's Cave Ride Magic Man.
That's a sweet text. Very kind text.
Talk about the freaking Cleveland Browns. That's from the Warren County Wizard.
Cleveland, bro. What do we got with Cleveland?
Big day for
Shador,
Shador,
Sanders, and Cam Ward. Fun game. The over-under was like 33.5, and I think they scored like 60 or something like that. Hell, I don't know. The lead, according to the Stiefel dossier, for the record, is Notre Dame Athletic Director Pete Bavacqua.
Kurt Bavacqua.
No
Who
relation.
pitched
Well,
for
it's been his brother. I think he was an infielder.
Third base, maybe Padres.
pitched in a blowout game, though, in 84. And then Ali Marmol did do some talking regarding Cardinal trades. I think there'll be a Cardinal trade today. Over-under Cardinal trade 0.5.
I'll go under.
Really?
They'll talk about it. They won't do anything, and maybe in a few weeks they'll do something.
Today by midnight?
Yep.
Yeah, over.
Oh, wow.
Based on what Ali Marmol's comments.
What if it was by 11? Would you have changed it? You said by midnight. If he said by 10 p.m.
Well, if it was like end of business, then no, I would have said no.
Doug, do you say UOB?
I don't. I never do.
Boy, that Mark Feinsand was up at like 3 in the morning talking about Steven Matz's signing.
It
Go
was
to bed.
Tampa?
Yeah. Friend of the program, Martin.
Friend of the program.
he would fly back to Nashville on off days just to kind of unwind. And then
Him and Sonny.
think they share a
NetJet
plane?
subscription.
occasionally would call into this show, and it wasn't that these guys were forced to call in, but sometimes it felt like they were forced to call in. But it's a very pleasant gentleman, I would say.
He's pleasant. He's made a ton of money just by being left-handed.
Steven Matz and the Rays, 2-year deal. Yeah, that was announced at 1, 2 in the morning by Mark Feinsand.
Doug, is that what
Go to bed.
Is that what his agent said? Well, he is left-handed. That was the pitch?
Apparently. I can't imagine what else you're selling.
Talk about Drakewitz's extension and how he gets an extra year on his deal every time they go 8-4. I wish I could get more money for doing nothing at my job. That's from the 636. Doug, are you aware of that clause in the contract extension?
Apparently, I wasn't before, but that does seem to be the case. He gets his agent to float his name out there for possible jobs, and there's another $12 million. Thank you. Got a good agent. Good agent.
Yeah, there's there are people around other SEC programs observing that, and now many hardcore Missouri fans are on the defensive regarding the 8-4 clause. So, for those not familiar with it, which I would imagine would be...
Did this come out in the last 24 hours?
Yes. Probably, not even 24 hours, actually, Martin, is that if Eli Drinkwitz gets to 8 wins, which, of course, would be an 8-4 season, the contract automatically gets an additional year.
Oh, I thought you were kidding. This is true.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord. So we're going to see more Central Arkansas and Louisianas and those teams for sure.
Well, they will have 9 conference games. But, yes, if they were to go 3-0 against teams of that ilk.
Yeah, that's a good start.
And then go
5-4.
Then you get another year in your deal.
I think what's embarrassing is that the agent or the coach would want that in there as some sort of measuring stick or a bar. It's not much of a bar. I think that's that would be the beef, I believe.
Papers, what's your reaction?
The contract extension stuff never bothered. Like, whatever they do with it, like...
It doesn't really matter.
It's not my money. Like, if you fire them, it just costs the university more, and they got plenty. So, like, I just, that stuff never really bothers me. I like that the staff pool increases by $4 million up to $16 million.
33% increase.
Hopefully keep some, like, guy like Corey Batoon, who might be getting some calls here in the next year or two. So, the contract stuff, it's like, whatever, pay him whatever you want. It's literally not my money.
But I think putting that in there, maybe it's just the agent, maybe the coach and agent talk about it. It seems like a low bar. So I'd like
to
to
trigger. But if the school's going to give it to him, why would he say no?
For sure. It's kind of like John Shaw said to St. Louis, we want this clause for first tier. And he said, I just was throwing it out there, and they said yes. And then they put it in the lease.
Secretary Kennedy there.
Yeah.
Regular season games only. Bowl games do not count toward the 8, and that is important. Why is Doug ignoring that detail? Who is he protecting? That's from Brian Henshin, and that shows why he covers the Colts. Yeah. And Daniel Jones, the doo-doo man, cannot escape that kind of coverage in Indianapolis. And now, by the way, the Colts are working out Phillip Rivers today to be their quarterback because they are out of quarterbacks. And Phillip Rivers, who has not played since 2020, may be playing for the Colts this weekend as they fight for a playoff spot.
He's
Sweet
44.
mother of mercy, we need to get Henshin on the show.
He's 44 years old.
Yes, I wanted to talk about Tom Brady, and I also wanted to talk about Phillip Rivers.
Well, go ahead.
I also wanted to talk about Carson Wentz and Drew Brees, Andrew Luck.
All right, get rid of
That's
him.
enough. He'd had enough at that
Well,
point.
we got to about the 6th quarterback.
He said, if he says Andrew Luck, I'm getting rid of him.
That's it.
Great. Let's all prepare for more 6 and 6 and 8 and 4 years with bids to the Preparation 8 Hemorrhoid Bowl. That's from Dr. Richard Gozinia. It's not my money. He's the highest paid state employee, Jackson. It is your money. Spoken like a true liberal. That's from Snagglepuss. It is your money. It's our tax money in Missouri. It's from the 314. Jackson, your response.
It's not my money.
There is a trickle-down effect to people making huge amounts of money on your favorite sports teams. It has an effect on ticket prices and on concessions and on every other way that the organizations make money so that they can afford to pay people these salaries. There is a trickle-down effect. If your baseball team has a payroll of $300 million, that team's going to try to get a lot of that back, and they're going to get it back partly through you.
Right. Well, they got plenty of money out of me. I went to school there, and I've paid a lot of money to the University of Missouri, and honestly, they have a lot of money, so they can pay out of their own pocket.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is like when a team like the Cardinals or any other team has a really high player executive payroll, they're going to pass those costs on to the customer.
Yeah.
And that's us.
For sure. Yeah. I think it's a little different with like something like this where you have boosters and donations coming in as well. Like the Cardinals, people aren't donating necessarily to the St. Louis Cardinals, whereas they do donate to the University of Missouri.
Well,
If you were a coach making $10, $11 million, would you donate to the NIL fund of your particular school or team? Throw a little into the pot.
I think for sustainability or long-term planning, the idea of having better seasons would keep you making more money longer.
I'd be tempted to say,
Yeah.
how much is that? Oh, we can't afford it. Well, hell, I'll pay for it. Get me a quarterback.
8 and 4 with a 9-game SEC schedule would be good. That's from Nikolai from St. Chuck, but we believe that's Dat-Zulu. Is that correct, Jackson?
It's too hard to track. I don't know.
You seem a little frustrated, are you?
Am I?
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Martin asked, are you?
Jumpy.
Jackson said, am I?
That was like the Arch exchange. Who said that? Arch, what? He did? No.
I don't feel-
Boom. Bada-bada-boom.
I don't feel frustrated.
Well, what's going on?
Nothing.
I don't want to create a false narrative. You just
No,
seem-
of course not.
No,
That's
I
the
would
last thing you'd want to do.
never create a false narrative with papers. But
you just seem so unhappy.
I know, right?
Boy, the Missouri fans, this is tough because if you are a Missouri fan and you've been on social media and you got the SEC fans who've become aware of this clause, you've been fighting it for about the last 16 hours. And maybe they were tuning into this presentation as an oasis from the criticism from other programs, and now they are ready. 5 and 3 is above 500. Nimrods. That's from the St. Raphael Godfather.
Well, thanks for that little math lesson.
5 and 3 is not 9, right? We're talking about 9
Or is it
conference
12?
games. Of the 12, 9 would be SEC games. What are we doing with this 5 and 3 number?
I don't know. I guess that wouldn't make sense.
5 and 4 would also be over 500.
How about that, Doug?
Okay. Well, if you're looking for 5 wins every year in the SEC, that's not going to be easy to get. There's really not many pushovers anymore. They usually can handle Arkansas. Beyond that, almost everything else is a toss-up.
Hold on a second. Is this clause real? I thought you sillies were joking. Doug, that's from Dr. Dickenball.
I did too.
Did Gabe report this? Is that where? Okay.
That's why I read it.
Details of the contract.
Yes.
What are you smoking, Martin? No employee should have to pay his company for other employees, idiot.
That's a shot at my exchange to get the Plowhawk on board here at the end of 2021.
Heiser House hooligan. Let's not call each other idiots.
He's been very active. I don't know, Doug, if you've been looking at that. That's a gentleman that might need to have a sit down, so to speak.
Calm down. Wait, here's a previous one. For the love of God. Another one ended with Jesus in all caps. I think if I were a coach making $12 million and we were a little shy on getting that star player, I'd be tempted to throw into the pot. I would.
Mizzou is playing the long game. When the playoffs expand to 32 teams, they will be vindicated with this contract. That's from the amateur proctologist.
How many millions would you have to have in your bank account before you start sending some of those to your favorite schools so that they can pay players? You'd have to really have a boatload of money, wouldn't you?
To just
before
throw
you
it
could
away?
Justify that?
How about the Michigan State donation last week? $400 million.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
I saw that.
To the athletic department. Not to cure cancer, not to solve any world issues.
Or lower tuition for the other 40,000 kids who are there.
$400 million. Here, have it.
Somebody's mad at you, Doug. I don't follow it. Doug knows nothing about the economics of sports. The Cardinals lowered payroll and raised ticket prices. Doug is so dumb. It's from the 573.
Boy, it really is going to have to be a toughness Tuesday around here. We're just taking it on the chin. I largely agree with Papers. I don't care about the contract. You pay them whatever you want. I think what's interesting there is that clause is put into a contract, and I'm surprised that's the bar that everybody feels good about.
It's fair.
Well, I don't care about the contract either. But
I didn't say you did.
But I
Why
think,
is Doug yelling at me?
I think that it would be naive to think that escalating costs for players and executives don't get passed down to the consumer. They do. That's why it's $80 to go to a game now, and it was $5 40 years ago.
I think if you're
one of the reasons anyway.
If you're in the fundraising department at any college, I would think, and you're not on the athletic side, I would think it's a tough sell now. If you go to people with lots of money, it's, well, I just gave it for this, and then they wanted it for the stadium, and now I'm in the NIL. Well, we kind of wanted a new building for the nursing department. Yeah, we're going to have to hold off on that. I would think on a fundraising side, you're going to get to a point where there's only so much you can bring in.
After taxes and his agent's cut, he is making like $3 or $4 million maybe. That is barely enough to live off of and doesn't really allow for him to peel off a lot for NIL. That's from Mr. Licks. Doug.
That's not true at all.
After
taxes, he's down to 3. He's making 12.
3 or 4 million. And Mr. Licks says that is barely enough to live on.
Okay. He needs a new tax account. He needs Mark Milton to do his taxes if he's only getting $3 million out of the 12.
And Martin golf cucked you with Mark Milton,
He
but you're
sure
still
did.
going to talk about Mark Milton online
Really
at
bitter.
STLTaxLawyer.com.
Mark Milton's dad was a great high school basketball player in Benton, Illinois, played with Doug Collins, who later became the first overall pick. And in fact, Doug's guy, kind of my guy, Mark Milton said,
darn it.
Oh, wow.
said if there's any chance you could mention that, my dad is a loyal TMA. I believe it was Joe.
That was my father.
I think so.
What's that?
You and Mark Milton share a father?
Did you say Joe's my father?
No, I said he knows my father.
Do we
he
need
knows
a
your father,
paternity test?
That'd be fun for Maury Povich Tuesday.
Yeah.
No.
Doug, can you tell us about Mark Milton and who people's fathers are?
If
Did you want me to do
dad
it,
is
Tim?
Joe, I think he said his dad is Joe and a listener. And his son, Mark, is just a brilliant tax attorney. He's been doing it for a long time now. He helps individuals and small businesses solve their tax problems. Sure, he can do your taxes. He can help Drinkwitz get more than $3 million of his $12 million salary. But what he really does, what he specializes in, is helping people to tax issues. If you've got unfiled tax returns or tax liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, that kind of thing, maybe you're even facing IRS criminal investigation. These are serious legal problems, and Mark Milton has got all kinds of experience to help you through that. He started his legal career with the Department of Justice in Washington, D.C., where he represented the IRS in tax cases around the country and received the DOJ's Outstanding Trial Attorney Award. He is the IRS penalty killer. Any kind of IRS problem you might have, you contact Mark Milton at stltaxlawyer.com today. You'll be saying, I am not guilty. I am with Milty. You might even laugh when you say that. Remember, the choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
Get involved on the program. Many are certainly doing so. Air Comfort Service text inbox 314-399-9646. Save that number in your phone, and you can text in anytime you would like. You can also open up your YouTube app. Subscribe to the program. We are now at 6,300 subscribers on the TMA STL YouTube channel. And talk it over with other TMA listeners like Bourbon Bob, Too Fat to Kayak, and Vic Steele, 2499. And, of course, email in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. That comes your way at approximately 10:45. There's your Stiefel dossier. This is the Morning After, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Psychiatric Care and Research Center has an opportunity for TMA listeners to make some money with them. Dr. John Canale has been in practice in the St. Louis area for more than 4 decades and conducting clinical research trials for more than 2 decades. And he is conducting clinical research trials in O'Fallon, Missouri, and providing compensation for both your time and your travel. If you are interested in participating, go online at pcrc-stl.com. That's pcrc-stl.com. Dr. John Canale is including studies on the following: anxiety disorder, depression, bipolar depression, and obsessive compulsive disorder. His office is in O'Fallon, Missouri, and if you are interested in participating, you will receive compensation for your time and your travel. pcrc-stl.com. That's pcrc-stl.com. red alert. What do they call these little things? Little cushions on the headphones. If you're watching on YouTube, what a treat you to see it.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
A cushion, I would say an ear cushion.
Yeah. Well, it fell off.
An ear
in the
comfort
commercial
device.
break. And I am not going to be much good to you.
I wouldn't think so. Not with this problem.
Maybe I can
you need
do it
some
like
glue.
We Are the World. I really need just like better headphones. I've just had these for years. They're made special in Thailand for lopsided skulls.
Oh,
So,
it's bigger on one side than the other.
yeah, so it's very helpful. All right, I think I replaced it. The show goes on.
Okay.
Who sang that? Bruce Hornsby? Am I right on that? Was it Bruce Hornsby in the range? Martin Bruce Hornsby?
Friend of the Skippers. Yes. Randomly. Batting practice. Big series this weekend with the Astros. What do we got going? Horns is here. Oh, wow. Okay.
I walked down to the ballpark at like midnight. Me and Bruce Hornsby one night after he was hanging out at the game. It's like 2001. And he was just going to walk home through downtown St. Louis.
Tall fella, right?
Aye. And I said, do you want to ride back to your hotel? And then a part of me thought, I wonder if he thinks I'm hitting on him. I wasn't hitting on Bruce
Probably.
Hornsby. That could be the title of the
Fair.
segment.
Yeah. You don't hear that a lot unless you're hitting on someone.
Right. So is it he doth protest too much? Because, like, what if he would have said sure and, like, smiled and then invited me up for a nightcap? Now I'm in a tough spot.
You should have prefaced it maybe by saying, this can be kind of a tough town. Would you like a ride back for safety reasons?
Because I'm one of the toughs.
Absolutely. I'm 5'1". I'll protect you.
I've heard stories over the years, the Sunday sports shows where people, Doug, did you ever have to go pick up a guest for like the Sunday show?
They would be in the lobby at One Memorial Drive.
No.
I remember when we had the Final Four, we had a bunch of different shows, and Paul Hewitt was the coach at Georgia Tech, and they had made the Final Four the year before, and he was going to be agreed to be like on our studio show. And for whatever reason, I picked him up at the Millennial Hotel because he said, well, could you just give me a ride? And we were going down to the Dome, and he didn't really know where he was going. And you pick somebody up that you've never met in your life. Hey, well, you guys really made a great run last year. And he was a super nice guy. I've always rooted for him because he not only agreed to do the show, had been in the Final Four the year before, and just said, sure, come by, give me a ride. But I was not hitting on him, by the way.
I gave Pierre Turgeon a ride once to the arena in Denver during a playoff game. I don't know why he was running late. We were leaving. Maybe he was early. I don't know. It was a photographer getting in the car. He was hanging out at the hotel. I said, are you going to the arena? I said, yeah. Can I get a ride?
Wow.
Sure.
What kind of game did he have?
I don't remember.
Because
if he had a good game.
He would have said, where's that Doug fella? I'm going to need a ride tomorrow.
He was from...
Yeah, he was more French guy.
Right.
That
Yeah,
was
you
more
went
like
Eastern
Nam.
European.
I feel like Nam was the photographer, but he was what I was hearing in my voice. What is his kid? Tim
was
worked
me.
with
That was
Nam.
kid.
We'd be at the airport, and Nam would say, what is kid? I'm like, excuse me? He said, what is kid? And that was Tim.
I was the
He was
kid.
always looking for kid.
He went with a news reporter once to cover some president was in town, and at the checkpoint for the media to get closer access, he said, I am, in his Russian accent, I am here to shoot president.
Excuse me.
So wait a minute, let's say that again. He's the photographer. He's not here to shoot anyone.
He's going to get video footage.
Doug, number 77 was a hot little Frenchie. That's from the recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves.
Dynamite player, Hall of Famer now, right?
I believe
He's
he is.
getting
I guess
Hall
he's
of Fame.
implying that you were driving him around because you were attracted to him.
Couldn't have been a nicer guy and a fantastic player.
But as far as his appearance,
I didn't care about his appearance.
okay.
For some reason, he needed a
And
ride.
I didn't
Sure.
invite Bruce Hornsby in my car for no reason.
Did he turn you down for the ride?
He did. He declined. I think it was a little uncomfortable.
Savvy.
Yeah, it was a little uncomfortable for him. You can text in with your encounters and trying to hit on musicians, 314-399-9646. Then you got that Michelob Ultra YouTube chat where friends like Bourbon Bob and Willie's Customer Care are in there. Is that for Willie's Bar in Columbia? They have their customer care? I like that. Well, if they're taking requests, bring back the old wings. God bless America. It pisses me off. I got my hotel rooms booked for all next year in Columbia, Missouri.
Have you really?
You better believe it. At the
8-4,
Ritz-Carlton.
here we come.
And an extension kicks in. And they announced the schedule on Thursday night, I believe. Well, then I think we'll go to Oxford, and I think we'll go to Athens as well. How do you do?
Do you know the dates when they're going to play home games?
They're announcing those on Thursday.
So you just book every Saturday of the whole fall?
That's right. That's right.
You have to leave a down payment for that?
I'm liquid.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I'm liquid AF. That also
Hello,
could be
Vivian?
fabulous.
That's what you tell the woman who, or you just do it online.
It's online.
I was old
Browsers.
school thinking. You call the front desk and book
Boy,
it.
Doug
That
needs a lot of logistics.
doesn't
on this
happen
one here.
anymore.
$5 million is to $100,000 as Ledoux is to Warson Woods. Suck it, wacko. That's from Mr. Licks, who is adamant that Eli Drinkwitz is struggling financially. Pucks in deep. Pucks on net tonight, boys. Whoops, sorry, that was meant for the team chat. That's from Dada. So it sounds like he is coaching up the boys. I don't know who's in this team group chat that he's in, but he was letting them know what to do tonight against the Bruins. Pre-game here on 101 ESPN, 6 p.m. Puck drop at 7 p.m.
And Dada is actually Daddy Padre.
Who is the Blues?
He's not
Gold.
the Blues anything. He was a fan. He got to practice once or twice, and man, they would just light him up like a Christmas tree.
Doug, the Cardinals are going to make a trade today, according to me and Jackson. The over-under is 0.5, and it's 12 o'clock Central Time, Jackson. That's our cutoff.
Yeah,
to have this bet close.
Yep. When the clock strikes midnight.
And your reasoning for thinking it is Ali Marmol, and you have the audio for our listening audience here on the Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.
Yeah, so this is Ali Marmol talking with the Foul Territory guys who are live at the Winter Meetings in Orlando, talking about the Sonny Gray trade, but more so what's to come following the Sonny Gray trade.
Hate seeing him go, but when you look at, Heim was pretty clear on what the objectives are and what we're trying to do. Like he said, we're not going to concede anything for this upcoming year. We're going to compete and keep the standard high, but at the same time, set ourselves up for success in the future where we show up and you're going to win, and having that type of club that's extremely competitive, and that's part of the Sonny trade. And there's going to be more down the road here shortly. So,
wait, what?
It's
Wait, what?
So it's unfortunate to see those type of guys go, but at the same time, you're setting yourself up for success, and everybody's on the same page as to what that needs to look like.
Okay.
Was that AJ Przinsky?
Who was he? Oh, I was. Wait, what?
That was AJ Przinsky
Okay. So he was a guest.
on
there.
Foul Territory.
Okay.
But when
Which I
you
said
said the
before the
Sonny
clip
Gray
played.
trade doesn't mean they're conceding this year. It absolutely means they're conceding this coming year. It absolutely means that. They're not better because they traded Sonny Gray. They're much worse.
Why do you hate Dick Fitz?
I don't hate anybody.
name taken
But
in
to
the
be
inbox?
honest, you are conceding the season when you trade your ace for a prospect. You're absolutely conceding the season.
Everything's just wet.
Okay.
Why is our Marmol out there running his mouth? It's from Harrison's brother, Matt.
Winter Meetings.
He has turned his attention from Jordan Kyrou for the moment since he's injured to Ali Marmol.
Running his mouth. Somebody asked him for an interview. He said, okay. That means he's running his mouth. Can't win.
MLB's MLB.com reporter John Denton said that Chaim Bloom has reaffirmed that even if the Cardinals cannot get a deal done with any team in baseball for Nolan Arenado, releasing him is not an option.
Is now or not?
No, not N-O-T. T is in T-Teary T.
I wouldn't think it would be. No, if you're going to have to pay him, why would you release him?
Well, what is that number? I wonder what's the number that he would agree to just tear it all up? You buy him out of his deal. What is that
The
number?
Brandon Saad special.
So he would become a free agent?
Yeah, would he take $20 million just to be a free agent?
I think Tony Clark and the MLBPA show up and say that won't be happening.
Probably not.
I don't think it's going to happen, but
Because if somebody wanted him now, they would probably have made some sort of offer to get him now.
Were those Foul Territory goofballs wearing their hats backward in the hotel lobby during that interview? That's from Eric in the Central West End, Jackson.
Good question. It's a good question. Przinsky was hat backwards.
Really?
Well, I'd like to know what size that is. That looks like an 8. It looks like an 8 size cap. That's
you good at that? No,
big
I don't
cap. He's the only person visible in this video I can see, and his hat is for sure backwards.
And that bothers you.
I think if anyone gets the pass, it's former MLB catchers, considering they would always wear their hat backwards during play, so it's just kind of natural to them. But generally speaking, a backwards fitted cap doesn't look all that good to me.
No.
But that's just my stance. You can have a different stance if you like.
Look at that. This guy's pro-liberty, isn't he?
I am.
Nice.
That's exactly what I am.
Wonderful thought.
So are we going to get a seventh catcher or not? That's a baseball trade, right? Because we currently have 2 to 3 who can rake but can't play catcher, 2 who can catch but they can't hit, and then Pozo's there for the fans. It's Carlos
For the
Spicer.
fans.
For this fan.
I do like that.
Pozo hits. He does hit.
No matter where the pitch is, he'll just smack it down the line.
Yeah.
It's time to let go Arenado and give Brett Wallace his shot. That's from Shrimply Pibbles, who oftentimes will send in pictures of his wife, but will no longer do so because I picked Mississippi State against Missouri.
Well, Brett Wallace was about 30 years ago, right?
I believe that's when Matt
25.
Holliday was acquired for in 2009. Matt the Bat, if you're listening, please confirm.
Okay.
Because we would have no other way to find
That's
out.
correct.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
that
correct.
information is withheld.
Why does Jackson hate Ken Griffey Jr.? That's from the Flat Avenue Boy.
Why does Jackson hate King? Oh, because he would wear his hat backwards.
That's right.
Kid.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly going to be some exceptions because I don't know if anyone's been cooler playing the game of baseball than Ken Griffey Jr.
Why do you hate Fred Durst? That's from Ray King.
That's an example of a bad looking backwards cap. That's
So
an
you're
example
down on
of
Limp
not,
Bizkit.
of not working.
Why do you hate South County?
Why do I hate South County?
Your words.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I don't frequent often, I would say.
How about that uppity?
Show yourself off in Melville.
If I go south of Vianney, is that now South County?
Yeah, I'm afraid it is. Because I live a little south of Vianney.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess I've been to that region a little bit, but
Oh, I'll be there. I'll pick up that wingy at Helen Fitzgerald's all day. Crinkle cuts, if you please. Yeah, I'll take some soppins.
I'll play golf anywhere. South County.
Even South County?
Sure.
Tapawingo's in a pocket.
right.
That's a
Sure.
pocket.
South
of-
County?
Sunset
Oh,
Hills.
yeah, I've
Absolutely.
done plenty of work there.
The Cardis are wonderful people.
Yeah.
I think it's South County. I'm thinking more like deeper, like a little Melville, maybe a Tesson Ferry. A
Oakville.
little deeper in.
Backwards hats have been keeping middle-aged guys looking youthful for decades. That's from McGee's Willie.
There's sometimes where you have to go backwards hat. If
Why?
you're doing some sort of activity. Well, if you're shooting hoops or something, you should
You
turn
shouldn't
your...
have a hat on.
Well, I'm saying, like, let's just say it's an impromptu, like there's a ball.
Take
and
the
a
hat
hoop.
off.
Well, that's for,
You don't play basketball with a hat.
Well, sometimes when you're follically challenged, once you put a hat on, it stays on until you shower
No
next.
one cares.
I
no
care.
one cares.
Jackson cares.
If you're putting in the rain, Doug, you got to flip that hat around.
Putting in the rain,
in the rain.
go-karting, if you're going
I
go-karting,
wonder when's the last time you went go-karting.
driving range.
All right,
might
let's
be-
pack up right now. Live. Let's go go-karting. Let's go South County. Let's tie it all together. We're going to go to Tesson
Swing
Ferry.
around Funtown has some
There we go.
go-karts.
Ooh, they can
I'm
do
a
those-
regular there.
Do the little boats with the water shooter.
Yeah, sure.
That's a good time. A hat backwards in that situation.
Batting cages there.
Yeah. Another opportunity to put your hat backwards. So there's sometimes where you need to.
You got to have a batting helmet on to get in.
I know. Helmet on, hat
No,
backwards.
what do you want to look like a duck?
Like Sherlock Holmes.
No.
South County leads America in per capita vinyl siding. It's from Shrimply Pibbles, and he's providing the data. Is that true?
I don't know that
Who
it
would
is.
source that?
A lot of South County is older construction, so it wouldn't have so much vinyl siding.
What would it have? Brick?
Yes.
The Vianney-Dixon line is the regional demarcation for mud flaps and Mustangs. That's from Arbor Day. I didn't know they called it the Vianney-Dixon line.
I don't know that they do. For a long time, they said you didn't want to live Sogo, which was south of Gravois.
And now they moved it
No,
a little north to the
I
patron
think
saint of
so.
the Peach Fuzz mustache?
Maybe. I've always thought the southern part of the United States starts at the Merrimack River. When you're going south on 55 into Arnold, you go from St. Louis County into Jeffco. Right when you cross the Merrimack, suddenly it feels like you're in the southern part of the United States. To me, anyway.
And that's where Shelby Foote lived? Shelby Foote from Ken Burns' Civil War documentary? Am I correct on
He
that?
lived there on the Merrimack?
I believe so. Has anybody watched the Revolutionary War documentary? I'm
yeah.
2 episodes in. Oh, you have?
I saw the first 2 and 3, and I kind of lost interest.
I got to tell you, it's not really doing it for me.
Yeah, I got a little slow.
And I loved the Civil War one.
Yeah.
Loved the Civil War one. The hell's going on? I thought this was going to be a home run. Jackson, have you seen reviews on the Revolutionary War Ken Burns series? Is that 10 episodes?
I've heard nothing but good things.
Really?
Yeah.
And you're anti-documentary.
Not necessarily anti-documentary. It's just that I got other stuff to watch.
Oh, sorry to bother you.
Awfully dismissive.
That was Mark.
Yeah, American history. Yeah, that's not important or anything.
Oh, trust me, I get it.
He's watching things on 1917 Moscow. That's what's going on there. I understand it, though. South County floods constantly, which is why there are so many walruses. That's from the Crestwood Coyote. Is that correct?
It floods constantly? Down there around Missouri Bottom
Well, at
Road, maybe.
141 and 44 is where they've had to.
Yeah, but now they got a
change
new
the ramps and
overpass
all
for
that,
that.
yeah.
But why would that make people heavy? That's my question.
I living off catfish, maybe.
Stop making fun of where Sharon lives. It's not nice. That's from Sharon's Ladue pool boy who believes that she lives in South County and lies that she lives in Clayton. 314-399-9646. That's how you can text into said program. Then you got that Michelob Ultra YouTube chat where 222 friends are gathered this morning and talking it over and debating whether or not Webster Groves is in South County, it looks like. Heimblum's spreadsheet is saying Webster Groves is the start of South County.
I don't know. Webster and Kirkwood are sensitive about that.
Oh, is that right? Really?
They want to be Southwest County. They don't want
I've
to
never
call
heard that term, Southwest County.
Yeah,
really.
they don't want to be called South County. But
Really?
if
That's a
you live
thing.
in Florissant, you would think someone in Kirkwood lives way down south.
See, I would consider Florissant North County, but
Well,
I'm
sure
a
it
South
is.
Sider.
Yeah,
Okay, but are
it
Florissant
absolutely
people
is.
sensitive about Florissant being called North
No,
County?
I would say, but if you live in Hazelwood, Florissant, you live way up there in North County, and someone says, I'm from Kirkwood, your thought would be, oh, you live in South County. I think.
And then Kirkwood people want to fight the person from Florissant?
Sure they do.
Wow.
Yeah, that's you want to throw down.
I didn't know that this was a thing.
It's a whole thing. When I moved to Flagstaff, Arizona, everybody on the staff was from California or Arizona. I said I had moved from Milwaukee, and they said, "Oh, where's that?"
Yeah,
They
didn't know.
literally had no idea.
Yeah.
And then I said, "Well, I'm from St. Louis." They said, "Oh, is that kind of near Chicago?" I said, "Sure." They had no clue.
Yeah, people are pretty dumb.
You
though.
just got to say, kind of near Chicago. If you're from Omaha and you move west, people, where are you from? It's kind of near Chicago.
I remember we had an intern when I was in Miami, and we started talking about Chicago, and this guy said, "Where's Chicago?" And I looked at him and said, "You've got to be kidding me, right?" This is the guy who'd been through college. He didn't know where Chicago was.
You tell them it was your
Otherwise,
town?
normal person, you'd think he was reasonably educated. How do you grow up in the United States and not know where Chicago is?
I'm going
to Chicago. Stand up.
We got a guy here who can freehand an entire map
That's
of the
right.
United
Little
States.
Jackie Papers, sir. I've witnessed him do it, Martin.
What jams you up? Kind of that Rhode Island stuff up over
Midwest always.
there? Really?
There's a lot of states.
Because you call it flyover territory when we're off air.
That's right. No, it's just like if you mess up one,
Like Kentucky and Tennessee, got to make sure
Missouri
one's on
borders
top.
8 states, so if you don't get all 8 around them, around Missouri, pretty quality.
That
like
should
it's
be the
going to
easy
look.
part.
Is that where you start?
Why?
Because you see that on the weather maps every night. If
I
you
know,
watch the weather.
but it's not about the. I can draw the state of Missouri just fine. It's the surrounding. It borders the most states of any in this union. So you
Don't
have
say
to,
this union. Don't say that.
So you have to be very careful about the states around it. Missouri, I'd say, is my worst state in my map because of that. States like in the Pacific Northwest or in the East or in the bottom, like Florida, Texas, those are easy because they don't border as much.
So you get the shapes accurate as well, not just the placement, but you draw the actual-
the borders.
So like the Utahs, Nevadas, where they have little angles, or
Sure.
you got okay.
Sure. Arizona has a
Wow.
couple notches.
How
in
long
it.
does it take? Because I would probably get
About
a 6
2 and a
pack.
half.
I'll watch you do that sometime.
All right.
Oh, you did it one time in a sales meeting.
Is that right?
Yep.
So you weren't locked in on the meeting? You're over there. Is it a form of doodling?
Yes, it stems from me not paying attention in class and doodling.
How big a sheet do you need?
Loose leaf, standard, college ruled.
I wouldn't mind observing this.
I took a bite out of a protein bar yesterday and held it up and said, "Look, that's the state of Minnesota."
No, was it really?
It looked exactly like Minnesota.
Who'd you say that to?
Myself. I was really proud of it.
Well, there's a sign of early onset. Let's see.
If you live in Florissant, you've got much bigger problems than where Kirkwood is. That's from Arbor Day.
Bigger fish to fry.
That's unfair.
Boy, this St. Louis geography warfare is real. It started with Webster Groves and Cottleville. Then you got Mr. Licks trying to acquire Ladue to flood it out for a lake. Or, excuse me, flood Warson Woods. It's unfortunate what's going on this program. 314-399-9646. That's how you can text in to the show and insult people based on where they live. And then you can also discuss whether or not Webster Groves is South County in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat where friends have gathered to talk it over. And we also welcome you to email in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after. It is sunny in St. Louis, Doug. That's lovely on December 9th. But it is also cold in St. Louis, 35 degrees. Tomorrow, the Hawk will be up, windy throughout the day, and cold. And I've got bad news for you, Doug. I got a low of 16 on Sunday, a low of 15 on Monday, a low of 19 on Tuesday. But it doesn't look like we have any snow or precipitation in the forecast during this cold spell. If you run into any issues, though, with your furnace, just go to Hey, Missouri, if you have not heard by now, FanDuel Sportsbook is live in the Show Me State, and they're kicking things off with an offer that is tough to beat. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and then get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. Whether it's football, basketball, hockey, or more, you can bet it all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. So download FanDuel today or head to FanDuel.com/Missouri and join the excitement. Doug, we've got Blues, we've got Bruins. Is there a play you like on tonight's festivities?
Yes, of course. Blues are a 1.5 favorite. I like that. I like the Blues in this one. Timmy, this club is hot.
Oh, wow.
They've won 2 in a row. They're gonna stay hot and win a baby of some sort. They'll get ahead 3-2. Boston will pull their goalie, and this time the Blues will actually get an empty net goal. They'll win it 4-2, and they will cover 1.5.
Little backdoor cover there for the Blues with the empty netter. I like that. Download FanDuel today or head to FanDuel.com/Missouri and join the excitement because, Missouri, it's time to play your game with FanDuel. Must be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is now withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
This is Jackson with the Sports Center updates, driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Blues back in action tonight, taking on the Boston Bruins right here on 101 ESPN. Pre-game at 6, puck drop at 7. That was another Sports Center update, driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Doug, what is it? Anthony Kiedis' birthday, or is it Flea's birthday? Remember Flea was in Back to the Future 2? Remember that?
Yeah.
No.
I like that movie.
You like Back to the Future? Rank your Back to the Futures. Go.
1, 2, 3. I think it goes exactly in that way. And there's a big gap between 2 and 3.
Oh, wow. You're down on the Old West.
The Old West. It didn't work. But this, no one's birthday. This is my my nod to the 1992 MTV Music Video Awards.
Of course. It was overdue.
You want to hear who, just real quick, do you want to hear who performed at the 1992 MTV Video Awards?
I do. I can tell Doug does not.
Yeah, I'm dying to know.
The Black Crowes, Bobby Brown, U2 with Dana Carvey as Garth, Def Leppard, Nirvana, Elton John, Pearl Jam, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Michael Jackson, Bryan Adams, Eric Clapton, Guns N' Roses.
Wow. That, Doug.
Jeez. That's just the people who perform.
Okay, gotcha.
But this all came up today because
Jackson was watching Tate McRae on last year's VMAs.
I thought it was about damn time that we gave a tip of the cap to the 1992 MTV Music Video.
And he emphasized Dana Carvey.
Yeah, that really got you going. You like the church lady?
I just thought that was pretty cool. Like U2's performing, and also they have Garth.
He is really funny.
Yeah. And then the winners and nominees loaded. So this whole all today is just going to be a nod to that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And if you don't like it, too bad. I can tell.
Yeah, this guy's passionate about the 1992 MTV VMAs. Your thoughts on the 1992 MTV VMAs? 314-399-9646. That's how you can text into the Air Comfort Service text inbox. Talk it over with other TMA listeners. You open up the YouTube app, you type TMA STL, and then you click subscribe, and the next thing you know, you're watching the show. And if you want, I think a lot of people watch but don't participate in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat, but you can talk it over with other TMA listeners. And then you can call in 314-974-0101. Chairman Kurt will take your calls here on the programs. Hey, guys, Tate McRae is pretty neat, huh? Thanks. That's from Big Tuft.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what else that person wanted.
And he texted that in twice. It was such an important comment. He had to Tuft had to send that in twice. Tate McRae is pretty
you get
neat,
irritated when somebody sends their text in multiple times.
Yes. Like if I just send it 5 times, maybe they'll read it.
He's from Calgary. Calgary native.
MTV is culturally irrelevant. They sold what little soul they had for reality TV. I feel sorry for Jackson's generation that they were not around for the heyday of music television. That's from former TMA fan page moderator Neil, Allen, Craig, Paquette.
Don't feel too bad. We had this thing called YouTube where you could watch any music video whenever you wanted, wherever you wanted. So it was all right.
But people still like seeing it on TV, I think. I thought they had the perfect recipe there where everyone else did all the work and just sent them their videos and they played it and cashed in on it. I don't know why they ever got away from that formula.
Caller Ellen has questions about it, and she wants to talk about the 1992 MTV Video Music Awards, and she's on the Collier and Thompson phone lines. Good morning, Caller Ellen.
Hi, gents. How's it going?
What's going on, Caller Ellen?
Well, I'm doing fine. Thank you. So, Tim, I missed a little bit of conversation, but did I hear you say that you were not locked in on the Ken Burns American Revolution?
I am not yet, and I'm wanting to get into it because I was so excited when I found out that it was going to be released. But I loved his Civil War documentary.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you'd sort of given it a try and were just sort of like, I'm just not, into it for whatever reason. And I have the same problem, if in fact that ends up being your problem.
Well, Doug was saying he started to watch it, and
I saw the first 2 episodes, and then by Wednesday I'd kind of lost interest a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm blaming it on our phones because I feel like my attention span has just gone down to nothing.
This is baseball's issue, too, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you're right. I mean, I am somebody who used to just every newspaper, every national newspaper in the country. I used to read from cover to cover. I can barely get through the headlines without my ADD kicking in and, shopping or doing something else. Or it just makes me so mad, and I'm mad at myself, and I can't. I'm an addict, and I can't control it, and I'm really upset. So
I think some of it,
the same problem.
I think some of it, though, might just be the way that it's presented. There's not a whole lot of video left over from the 1700s. So most of what they had to work with were, pictures and talking heads of professors, history professors talking about it, as opposed, I can really get locked into a documentary that's got interesting video and, moves a little bit. But it's pretty cut and dried material there that you have to sit through for 10, 12 hours to get through it all.
Yeah. Good job, Jackson.
Thanks.
Hi, Jackson.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. No, Doug, you may be right, but I agree with Tim. Vaughn, please.
Clip that
Thank you. I agree with Tim that, the Civil War documentary wasn't exactly like zippity-doo-dah and fast-moving, and I couldn't get enough of it, and it just, it was a whole thing.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why? And I didn't watch the Civil War documentary when it came out. I watched it in 2021, and I couldn't get enough of it. And this one, I'm like, okay, I'm midway through episode 2. I got to get back to this thing. Like I got a task.
Right,
that is the way you want to do it.
Right, exactly. It's like I should be educating myself. I really should be, but holy cow, are there deals on Amazon? Yeah, it's the problem. So I just wanted to commiserate with you if indeed you were sort of commiserating, but I don't think you'd gotten as sort of in the negative side of it as I have about my own lack of ability to focus. And I don't have ADHD like Jackson does.
Oh, so, yeah, he's got it.
Well, supposedly.
Can you freehand a map of the United States? Because that might help get you locked in.
Oh, my gosh. That is one of the more impressive things I'd ever heard. I thought at first he meant like the outline of our country.
No, state by state, sister, state by state.
Continental 48, baby.
My proverbial hat is off to you, sir.
Thank you.
That is really impressive.
How about this text from Arbor Day? And Caller Ellen, Arbor Day is, he is the greatest in the game. And he writes, I absolutely love Ellen. She is a very pleasant presence. How about that? When you get an endorsement from Arbor Day.
Oh, my gosh. I know there were 38 that disagree with him, but it is high praise from Arbor Day. So thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's a big time.
Right.
And plus, Arbor Day's on Jackson's side usually, right?
Jackson, is Arbor Day on your side?
He's on the side of truth. So if he ends up on my side a lot, I think that says more about me than anything.
Well, and I like to be on Jackson's side, so this is.
There's an alliance forming with Arbor Day, Jackson, and Colorado.
It's a good place to be.
I'm feeling good about that alliance. So there you go.
Colorado, great to hear from you. Don't be a stranger. We love hearing from you. So does Arbor Day.
Fellas. Have a great day.
All right, thank you, LZ.
Here on TMA. Hey, the Last Minute Blues podcast is going live at Hot Shots in Fenton next Tuesday in support of Operation Food Search. Bring a canned or non-perishable food donation and score one of the brand new Last Minute Blues podcast stickers. You'll have a chance to win a signed Jordan Binnington jersey, tickets to multiple upcoming Blues home games, and even a chance to potentially play the game Good Puck, Bad Puck. Plus, Alex Ferrario, Jeremy Rutherford, and Donnie Fandango will host a live edition of the Last Minute Blues podcast featuring special guest Tony Twist. Get all the details on the live Last Minute Blues pod happening on December 16th at Hot Shots Fenton, now at 101 ESPN.com. We are entering the Fisher Window and Door Store 8 o'clock hour. It is 8:06 in St. Louis, so we are now entered into it. Time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. Little Jackie Papers on the ones and twos, and Chairman Kurt taking your phone calls at 314-974-0101. This is the Morning After, presented to you by Brown & Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. CMA 101 ESPN. The show is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. Jackson Burkett, who is in the midst of an eclipse right now. If you're watching on YouTube, Doug, the blinds are they're not able to slide to darken the room, and so Jackson is just staring into the sun.
You need sunglasses?
I'll be all right.
That would help, wouldn't it?
He has no mic either at this point.
Yeah.
He can't see.
So we can gang
and
up
he
on him
can't
at our most
comment.
efficient.
But I'm also getting clipped Tim,
you're
over
getting
here
hit
as
now.
well.
Wow.
The Stiefel dossier, the Brown and Crouppen show.
Ed Herman and Brody Herman in.
We might need a sponsor for the blinds. Can we get?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Did they not turn
curtains?
to the side at all?
They're
No,
not
it's broken.
functioning.
It's broken.
Jesus.
Don't we have shit for window and door company?
My
The title sponsor is
falling apart.
That's just appalling.
And Brody, good morning. Welcome back to the show.
Good morning, Tim. It is an honor and privilege to be with you all here today.
Not just Tim, right?
No, all of you.
Thanks.
Martin, Doug, Jackson. It's so great to see. We're Chairman Kurt.
Chairman
it's great
Kurt's
to
right
see
back there
everybody.
taking
I know he's
calls.
right behind there.
Goodness.
Absolutely great to see everybody. It's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal morning. Just an honor to be here.
Wow, you're fired up today.
I
You're
sure am,
always
bud.
good, but today you might even be at another level. What's got you all worked up, Brody?
Oh, we got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Obviously, Jackson referred to the Notre Dame being snubbed out of a bowl game, and everybody knows I wanted Notre Dame to be in it because Jeremiah Love, my former classmate at CBC, running back, he's a finalist for the Heisman alongside Diego Pavia, Fernando Mendoza, and Julian Sand. He won't win it. I love you, J Love, and if you're listening, I have your comic book. Thank you for the comic book.
He's got a comic?
How he does, Jermon Star. Thank you for delivering it to me. But he's not going to win the Heisman. It's going to go to Fernando Mendoza.
He gets to go.
He gets to go. It's so exciting.
Who's going to win now, Brody?
Oh, it's Fernando Mendoza. It's not out, Tim. Fernando Mendoza, look what Indiana's done.
I bet on Jeremiah Love to win, so I'd like to hear that you're telling me Jeremiah Love. But if you say it's Mendoza, I shall accept my defeat.
Mendoza.
All right,
It's
fair enough.
Mendoza. Mendoza, oh, look what Indiana's done, guys. What the greatest turnaround, maybe, and it's certainly of this decade in college football. 3 losses in 3 seasons for Kurt Cinetti, obviously, was on Nick Saban's staff at Alabama at one point in time. Just Google him. He doesn't lose very much. It's amazing. Indiana, Big Ten champions.
You are getting a wrestling question on the chat.
Oh, wow. Eddie's looking at the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. What's the
Cody
question?
Rhodes this weekend. Oh, gosh. Well,
How do you pronounce that? Obafemi?
Obafemi is how they pronounce that word. Do I believe he will defeat Cody Rhodes? No, but he will be on Saturday night's main event. So it's going to be a national event, guys. John Cena's final match is going to be on Saturday night's main event. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to not big topic of my show this week. We're going to preview the entire event. I'm looking forward to it.
Can you bet on that? Can you bet on
You
who
can
wins
bet
a
on anything.
wrestling match?
Yeah, go to mybookie.com and you can bet on all the match outcomes. That's a real website. That's a real website. You can bet.
You can understand that. We have a relationship.
Yeah, you can
I'm a
bet
big
on everything.
FanDuel guy myself.
There you go.
You do you.
That's
fine.
right. That's
By the way,
right.
shout out to Brody, who I think it was even 3 weeks ago. We're talking about all the coaching openings. You said Matt Campbell to Penn State, and I had not heard that anywhere. And I said, I kind of like that. Look at you.
There you
Nailed
go.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. I heard it somewhere, and Matt Campbell at Iowa State's done a stellar job, and Penn State was kind of struggling on their coaching search. That was extended a little long, 54 days, I believe, and they finally got it done. All is good in College Station, State College, Pennsylvania, and he's at Penn State. All is good. Hopefully they'll turn it around. We'll see. All is good, though. Matt Campbell's at Penn State.
What else? We need some more foreshadowing or bold.
Yeah, do you see any other future plays that we can take advantage of here?
Well,
Because
there's a lot of
What do you
prediction.
got?
I think Nolan Arenado gets traded. I don't know which team yet, but I do believe he gets traded, and I think it'll happen at the winter meetings.
Okay.
I really do.
You think this is happening here in the next few days then?
I do.
Okay,
I
all
really
right.
do. I think they're going to get it done. I think it's going to start. The shorter, you got to peel the Band-Aid off for the Cardinals, guys. Just dump it all. Alleviate that salary. Go into the year. That's how it operates.
I think they'd love to do that. The twist is, can they get something in return and not have to pay the salary? Because if you got to pay the salary and you're just giving them away, I don't see the point in it.
You got to free up the position.
Got to free up the position.
You got to have the future.
Well, you can sit on the bench if he has to, but if you're going to pay him, you might as well keep him if you don't get anything in return.
Guys, breaking news this week. Jeff Kent is going into the Hall of Fame, folks. The great second baseman of the 2000s generation.
You heard it here first.
No,
This show
I know.
breaks news.
I'm just saying. Anyone hasn't talked about it yet. Jeff Kent going in the Hall excellent
How about who's
accomplishment.
not going in? Bonds and Clemens.
All right, the steroid guys are clogging up the ballot. No, they're clogging up the ballot. You know who should have been on there? It should have been Lou Whitaker. And that's an example. Kurt Schilling should have been on there. I'll give you another one. I'll give you Kenny Lofton. Yeah. Those are three guys who just started off. Bernie Williams. These guys are guys that should be on the ballot, but they're not, and they're clogged up by a bunch of steroid guys. And by the way, it's only going to get worse on the veterans. Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez. It's only going to get worse. I don't like it one bit. However, impressive showing by Carlos Delgado, 9 votes. Jeff Kent getting 14 votes to get in. Of course, Dale Murphy and Don Mattingly, both 6 votes apiece. They'll be able to be on in a couple years. And then, of course, I don't believe that Bonds, Clemens, Sheffield are going to be eligible to 2031. And if they don't get more than 5 votes there, they'll permanently be off the ballot forever. And I guess that closes the book on the chapter of the steroid guys.
It's just weird. Bonds, Clemens, A-Rod. These 3 guys could all have an argument for being in the top 10 all-time players in the league, and they're not there. Maybe they should go in
Ed,
with an
how
asterisk
would you
beside their
litigate
name.
this, Ed? How would you manage this situation? Can we have an asterisk with the Hall?
You know, no, I don't know that you need one. And I think what's going to happen is I think it's actually will be a good thing for more time to pass. And maybe the lesson here is leave the steroid guys off the veterans ballot for a longer stretch of time. Because the only way they have now been tested enough times, enough players on enough ballots to see that as good as you may have been, you max out at about 60%. Under any format, they're just not getting past that number, and it's actually gotten worse with the veterans. Only chance they have is if we're 10, 15 years down the road and people look back, and at that point it's clear that there already are so many guys in that had used. Like right now, I don't, we all know the names. Some people will say, come on, Pudge Rodriguez was on that Rangers team everybody was using. He had that 1 year in 99 where his numbers really spiked, and that happened to be the exact time when Juan Gonzalez and Palmeiro and all those guys were there. But we turn an eye because Pudge was such a great defender, and we say, well, 13 gold gloves, we know that didn't come from steroids. So people never really talked about it. You got a little chatter with Jeff Bagwell, but he's in. You had a little chatter with Mike Piazza, but he's in. It may be that in 10, 15 years, enough guys just look at it and say, come on, what are we doing here? Now A.J. Przinsky came out yesterday and said, in his mind, 2005 is the delineator. When they had testing in place, when there was a clear rule in place, if you violated that, when everybody knew and nobody could hide behind any excuse, those guys, you don't consider them. That's Cano, that's A-Rod, that's Manny. Even Palmeiro, they tested after that. But for the guys whose careers, either they never tested or it was the usage was all before 05, that's where he draws the line. I'm not saying I agree, but there was a good rationale.
Well, like
to that.
Barry Bonds, Clemens, and prior to 2005 were star players.
The guys who, technically, and people can argue about this, but technically there was no rule against it in the game. There are some people that say, but it was against the law. Doesn't that automatically make it against the rules? And I say, no, of course it doesn't. That's ridiculous. People break laws all the time. It doesn't have any impact or relationship to their career. You get a DUI, it doesn't mean that you're not eligible for, playing. So, no, until a game articulates that in our sport, this is our rule, what the law has to say about it doesn't really mean anything. So, and we had a ton of players in the 70s taking cocaine. That wasn't legal either. Guys took greenies in the 60s. That wasn't legal. Just because it's not legal, if there's no rule against it in the game, there's a good argument that you were within your rights, legal or illegal.
This is an interesting one here. A first-person steroid anecdote, Ed. I have taken steroids. It helps your reflexes, so I think that could actually be considered to help defense. The whole thing's a crock of crap. That's from the 314.
Yeah, and let me say this. If you ever go to the Hall of Fame, there's the gallery where you get the plaques, and it does feel like hallowed ground. But then there is the museum. And let me say this. The museum covers these players extensively. If you feel like it's an injustice that, say, Pete Rose hasn't been in the Hall of Fame all these years, he has been. He hasn't been in the gallery. He's not an inductee. But if you go in the museum, they have entire sections dedicated to Pete Rose and his career. You see all of it. It's not like they've whitewashed the history of baseball. They have a steroid wing in the museum portion, and you have all of the artifacts of all of these guys. It's not like it's not
Do they
covered.
call it that? Do they call attention to the fact
They
that
do,
it is
and
in fact?
there's a placard. In fact, I'll later on I have a picture of it on my phone from when I was there in 2014.
Does it say like the steroid era?
It does. Yeah, it labels the performance-enhancing drug era where they became pervasive in the game and blah blah blah, and the stats were inflated. And there's a whole section, and it's got all of those guys are represented, so they're there. It's not like they're not in the history of the game, but the gallery is hallowed ground, and I can totally understand why people want to do everything in their power to keep it pristine.
That's fair. Okay. All that is fair. No doubt about it. All of that is fair, Dad. And let me tell you, they're all in the Hall of Fame. It's a wild ride, guys, isn't it? Jeff Kent, 290 batting average, 2,461 hits, 1,518 RBIs, 5-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger, 2,000 National League MVP. One of the best second basemen of his generation, folks, in the Hall of Fame. It's just great to see it. Great to see it. By the way, Andrew Jones and Carlos Beltran on the Riders, they're probably getting in this year. Just want to put that out there. That's another. You can ride that bold prediction. Andrew Jones and Carlos Beltran on the Riders are going in the Hall
friend
this
of the
year.
program, Jim Edmonds will be getting in someday.
Oh, maybe. Listen, on a veteran's one of the best defensive players
I
ever.
activated you, Ed. What happened?
Now, yes, you activated Ed on that because you know that I am one of those Jim Edmonds champions when it comes to the Hall of Fame. And it really bothers me that they clogged up this ballot with 3 guys that they knew weren't going to get in, that had steroids, that had already been given time and time and time again to get in. And enough is enough with that. Jim Edmonds was the best fielding center fielder of his generation, period. I don't want to hear any arguments about Andrew Jones or Ken Griffey Jr. They were amazing. I'm not taking anything away from them. I'm just telling you, Jim Edmonds was better. And offensively, if you compare him to center fielders, don't compare him to all outfielders. That's the problem. That's why center fielders get screwed by the voters. But if you compare him to center fielders, the only people that are arguably definitely better than Edmonds are Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, and that's it.
Wow.
I mean,
DiMaggio,
honestly,
maybe?
no, but you know what? Not statistically. I think, clearly, and Ken Griffey Jr., statistically. So Griffey, Mantle, and Mays are better than Edmonds. But I think that there's a really strong argument he's fourth. And I don't know who else you could. I know the other names you'd argue, but you're not going to tell me that any of those guys are better than Edmonds.
There was some pushback on, okay, Edmonds can't be in if Andrew Jones is in, so that's why I bring up Brody when you said that would be a good thing for Edmonds. And weirdly, even though in the moment I know it really bothered Jim when it happened, I think the fact that he was only on the ballot for a year is such a standout injustice that it helps his campaign because it calls attention to it going forward.
Ted Simmons was only on for a year, by the way.
Yeah,
and is in.
Ted Simmons only had 1 year on the ballot, but it took him forever to get in. But the acceleration to the veterans ballot, it did help Harold Baines. Harold Baines did not survive 10 years on the writers' ballot. He only survived, I think, 4 years. And then that got him on the veterans ballot quickly. And I'm a Baines supporter, by the way. I am one of the people that thinks he absolutely should be in. I know a lot of people use him as an example, somebody who shouldn't be in.
I think it's because he played on so many teams. Don't you think that's a little bit of a bias if somebody bounces around?
It does. If you want to look at that as against him, I definitely know when someone spends their whole career with one team, it helps their case.
And I'm not saying it should. I just felt like it almost was like a narrative or, I don't know. How good could he be? He played for all those teams.
Well, and when people bounce to teams, you get a psychology that they were hanging on, that they were maybe compiling, which, is always the knock on him. I don't think that's a fair knock. He had a 100 RBI season in one of the last 2 or 3 years of his career. He wasn't just like hanging on with those 15 homer, 40 rib seasons, tacking on. And if he hadn't had the strike shortened years, he would have hit 3,000 hits and we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Is Edmonds not in the Hall because the writers didn't like him? That's from the chairman of the National Swingers Convention. Great to have him listening in.
Sadly, of course that plays a part.
I think the bigger issue when that happened, Ed, was he was on a ballot with a bunch of guys. I can't recall. I feel like Alan Trammell was one of them, who it was their last year on the ballot. And so the writers can only pick so many people, and so he was left off. Plus, I think he was on the ballot the year Griffey went in. That's correct, Jackson? Are you looking at it? Oh, I know you don't have a mic. I'm sorry.
He suffers because of the overlap with Griffey's career like that.
Yes, that's
he
true
suffers
also.
the way that. Well, Tim Raines had that same problem with Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson is the greatest leadoff hitter in history, and is so much greater than the number 2 that your instinct is to think that the number 2. You forget that the number 2 is the second greatest. And Tim Raines arguably is the second greatest leadoff hitter in history, certainly of that era. But he was so overshadowed by Ricky that when the Hall of Fame voting came around, there just wasn't a lot of love for Raines until enough time passed. That's why the passage of time, we were just talking about this in the hall, a lot of people will say, well, if a guy's a Hall of Famer, why doesn't he get in the first year? How does he magically become a Hall of Famer 20 years later? And the thing is, you don't understand where a person's place in the history of the game is until you understand what came before them and what came after them. See, when a person retires, the only thing you can kind of compare them to is the 20 years of context before. But you don't know the direction the game is heading, and it's always evolving. So to really know, it's like the Bert Blyleven's the perfect example.
Yeah.
Nobody appreciated his greatness when he retired because looking back, who his contemporaries were, there were some amazing players. But then when you saw the next 15 years and you realize, oh, wait, nobody else is going to come around and do the kind of stuff that he was doing, you began to realize, okay, he wasn't one of the 3 greatest pitchers of his era, but he was number 4. And he deserved to be.
Scott Rowland said, I never really liked analytics. And then as he was retired, he said, I do now.
Yes.
They kept
That's a great example.
They kept re-examining his career.
And I think Rowland, I do believe he would have gotten it eventually anyway, but I think that without the advanced statistical analysis, he would have suffered kind of the Ron Santo fate. He'd have gotten in, but he would have gotten in 3 years after he died of diabetes.
You think Ken Boyer ought to be in there?
Yes.
Yes, Ken Boyer.
He's as good as Santo.
Yes, I think that at the third base position, he probably, to me, marks the right where the delineation should be.
Yeah.
I talked about this last week on a different show, but I don't know what happens with third basemen that so many great ones, good ones, really good ones with good stats, don't even really get discussed ever for the Hall of Fame. They just sort of have their whole career. Like right now, Eugenio Suarez. We're watching an incredible career totally under the radar. Nobody talks about this.
But again,
guy.
a guy he's moved around so much you almost forget
well
about
over
him.
300 homers. But you think about Aramis Ramirez and almost 400 home runs there, or Bill Madlock with 3 or 4 batting titles, and you wonder what's happening at third base that all of these great ball players are getting. Gary Gaetti even and 360 homers, all forgotten. And why did that happen? My theory is just we lived and we saw Mike Schmidt and George Brett. And if you grew up with Schmidt and Brett, they were such giants at their positions that it just seemed like in years later, I don't know, that became the standard with which everybody was held.
And as you said about Edmonds with center fielders, they get judged sometimes their offensive numbers with all outfielders, where third baseman kind of get lumped in with first baseman. Well, he didn't really hit like
Which
the
is
first
not
baseman.
fair.
No, it isn't.
Is Arenado a slam dunk because of the Gold Gloves?
Yes.
I think Arenado is a slam dunk to the Gold Gloves, and I think so is Manny Machado. And honestly, both of them deserve to be. Yeah. Those are Hall of Fame third basemen.
How about this one for a Cardinal? And he was a one and done on the ballot. Poor Martin has to look at me like he's staring into the sun now. Lance Berkman. He was a one and done.
Chance.
You know,
I wouldn't give him a vote.
Well, you know what?
I'm
honestly,
sorry. No, come on.
He has a higher career OPS and OPS plus than David Ortiz for the record.
I got to tell you something. I'm with you on Berkman. I don't know that he ultimately gets in or doesn't, but he did not get the analysis and attention that he deserved from the writers. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And there are a lot of guys that are like that, where I will make the case. I'm not saying they belong in. I'm saying they did not get a fair airing.
That's fine.
They didn't get the debate and discussion because maybe in a particular year, the storyline was steroid guys. Just another example of them drawing away so much analysis time. How much time has been spent on ESPN and MLB of people just discussing whether or not ethically the steroid guy should get in? Now imagine if all of that airtime had been dedicated to analyzing the careers,
kind of on the board,
right? The Kenny Loftons and the Bernie Williams and the Jorge Posadas, just to name a couple of Yankees. And then these great guys on these other organizations that did not get a fair airing. I mean, the fact that so many people were surprised that Carlos Delgado got 9 votes. Look at his numbers. They're unbelievably good. And he never had a whiff of allegation against him. But these guys don't get talked about because all we talk about are the same 5 guys over and over and over again.
Yeah,
My dream scenario is that Edmonds does get in, and then he says, "Not going, don't care." He gets voted in.
Come on.
I'm going to be gardening, farming.
And Brody, always good to talk it over. You think a breakdown as well. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Have a delightful rest of the week.
Thank you, too, gentlemen. That is Ed and Brody Herman. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.
AutoLoanPro.com. That's the website to head to if you're in the market for a new vehicle. Doesn't matter the situation or your circumstances. They'll get your life, your credit back on track, and get that new vehicle little to no money down. They're going to work hard to get you the best rate possible. They can do that because Auto Loan Pro works with over 50 different lenders. The best financing available to you. Making that large purchase gets a little complicated, especially if there's a hiccup. Doesn't matter. Auto Loan Pro gets you back on track. And go to that website, get the free playbook. They put that together for you to educate you and also help you get into the car of your choice in the future. It's all part of the Lita family. AutoLoanPro.com, the website. Financing that car, the only thing to know is to choose the pro, Auto Loan Pro.
Marky Mark performed at the 1992 MTV VMAs?
No, but this song was nominated.
I thought it was only performances that was our theme today. Doug, are you pissed now?
I didn't say that.
I've never been this unhappy.
I just said it was going to be a nod to the that award show.
You choosing to go against the family?
Which family would that be?
The Montagues and Capulets?
Well, I guess in Romeo and Juliet, both of them go against the family. To tragic ending. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Prepare myself. 1580.
Doug, good news for you here on the Morning After. Joe Lenardi has just revealed his bracketology.
We don't need it. What are we, 10 games into the season?
Doesn't matter.
Let the season play out. Doggone it. Hold on to your bracketology.
Do you think Joe Lenardi, who just released his bracketology, has the Missouri Tigers in the NCAA tournament?
I'll say no, just because it's been that kind of year around here.
This gentleman, Jackson Burkett, still dealing with the loss to Kansas. Jackson, do you think Joe Lenardi has Missouri in this NCAA tournament?
His last bracketology had Missouri as an 8 seed following 2 losses against Power 5 teams. Probably not.
Martin?
I'd say he's, at this point, they're still in.
Missouri is the first 4 out. Missouri is not in this NCAA tournament. They will not be playing in St. Louis. They are out, Doug. You're out, Tom.
You know who else is out? Butwa.
Butwa's also. So you agree with this now? You're starting.
No, I'm just looking at it now.
You have your own bracketology, Doug? You do your own?
No, hell no.
What about the Billikens? Watch this. Billikens, rah, rah, rah. Billikens.
Shish boom ba. They should be in, but I'll say they're out because they don't get the respect. No, I see they're in.
Yeah.
Well, you're ruining the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Doggone it, I was excited for them.
All the paisans are going to be jumping with joy.
Any other A10?
Italian?
Any other A10 team?
Doug, any other A10 team?
We're talking rigatoni marinara.
It's got to be another one or two.
Maybe a George Washington. Did they get in there? VCU, did they get in there? Now I've got to call it up. Jeez.
The Billikens are in, and they
8 or 9
are a
seed?
number 11 seed. They'll be playing in Oklahoma City against USC. They will take on the men of Troy.
Eric Musselman. Oof.
You don't like when he takes his shirt off, but you like when Gabe does.
I want Gabe to take his shirt off. I request Eric Musselman stop taking his shirt off.
All right, fair enough.
So they're in. All right,
So the
Oklahoma
Billikens are in as
City.
11 seed. Oklahoma City, Doug.
Okay.
And if they win, they will play either Vanderbilt or Arkansas State. How fun would that be if they
good
got
times.
to play against the Dry County in Jonesboro?
I don't think that's really a factor once the ball is tipped up in the air.
It's a factor in who wants to go there. All due respect.
He has them down as an automatic qualifier, so he has them winning the A10.
How about that? Billikens, rah, rah, rah. ILL, of course, is in.
For sure.
5 seed.
He's got him as a 4.
I think they'd be better than that.
And they'll be taking on Texas Tech as Texas Tech tries to win the
It's a
national
rematch.
championship in college football and college basketball.
I'm sure I've got a
Texas Tech
city
can
where
play.
they're going to.
Yeah, they do. They'll be playing in Tampa, so
Yeah,
it'll be
sure.
fun. Mons Venus.
Okay. Pondoff, they're going to Tampa. Offenburg going to Tampa.
Now, who are we going to see in St. Louis in the first round, you wonder? Well, you're going to see Marcus Pfizer at Iowa State, and they're also going to be seeing Bill Walton and UCLA come back like they did at the arena, taking on Kentucky.
Kentucky he's got Kentucky in.
Oof. As a 9 seed.
Oof. I don't
Why
know.
don't we
But
screenshot
if
this and see
UCLA
just how
is
much of it's true?
Papers. Mick Cronin would be coming to our town. You can go down there and get a credential and harass him for his wardrobe.
Yeah, you do not like Mick Cronin.
He'll probably complain about something in St. Louis.
Also playing in St. Louis, Doug, SMU, and they'll be taking on Oklahoma State and Purdue. Taking on Lipscomb. So that'll be a fun matchup. I think that's the nightcap.
Lipscomb, yeah, can't wait to see them.
Automatic
Can't
qualifier. Caller Adam wants to talk about bracketology. He is on the Collier and Thompson phone lines. Doug, he is your favorite caller.
Not so much.
He's my wife's favorite caller. Good morning, caller Adam.
Doug's being a real bitch.
No, why would you say that to me?
I'll tell you exactly why. I'll explain it if you let me finish. Okay?
Well, be brief.
And the biggest deal that no. We all know what you're doing, posting videos of the inside of your house. You're not posting a video to show that bird. You show off your palatial house, how great it is.
There was a bird in there.
No, because Jackson and I talked about it. Like, how do you think that makes us millennials feel when you're showing how amazing your staircase is, how you have this cathedral light, 30 feet in the air? Oh, wow, look as I pan across. You think that makes us feel good?
No. We've never talked about this with me and Adam. He was lying there, but I do agree with him. That was you showing off.
It wasn't. It's not much of a house to show off.
Disagree.
It's just kind of an average
I
house.
don't need Jackson's approval, but I appreciate having it.
There you go.
And here's the deal, buddy. You're going to post pictures and videos of the inside of your house like that?
I was following the bird. I was following the bird.
No, it's all a smoke screen. We all know what you're doing. And you keep it up. Keep it up, buddy, and see where it gets you, okay?
Get you, buddy.
That was the bird right there.
Where might it get me?
No, even the new guy. What's Martin? Martin absolutely gets it. We're all seeing it.
We're all talking about it, Doug.
He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the way we all do. We've been around you way longer. You understand? You remember us? You remember how you used to be when we would hang out at the Rock at Normandy? You remember? I got pictures of that. You're not like that anymore. You're different.
How was I back then?
I can show you the world.
Oh, wow. Is this Peebo Bryson?
Right there at the end.
Yeah.
25% tariff.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to cut off his SNAP benefits.
Wow.
See, this isn't going to play well considering you just shut off your palatial state, and now you're going to...
The Mar-a-Lago of South County.
And you don't
Similar
want
security.
others to have anything.
No, I don't. Certainly no SNAP benefits for Adam. Sorry.
And how do these tariffs work? Then you just change it like a week later?
We'll see. The money rolls in, and then we spread it around to the taxpayers.
Spread it around.
Adam with the call of the year. That's from the 314. Doug, that was the call of the year. We just went
Top 5.
Really?
I think it's top 5.
Hey, guys, Tim's wife is on the wrong side of history about his beard, but she is on the correct side of history about Caller Adam being the GOAT. That's from Big Tuft.
Oh, he's just a mess.
I want to bang him.
Look at this picture of him, Martin. Someone sent that old picture of Adam at
That
golfing
looks
at the
like
Rock. That's who we're dealing with.
Adam
there.
would take
that's
on.
nice, Doug.
Yeah.
What do you think about
That's
that?
not
Having a
nice.
gentleman-
No.
Limber.
Friend of the show, Jason Simontachi, is bothered by the fact I just got called new guy.
Jason Simontachi's listening to the program.
Friend of the show, yes. And Tim, you know, my fear on the Blues is that they're making up names now that they really don't have these players. They just recalled Hugh McKing.
Yeah.
Which sounds like a texter to the show. Hugh M. little C big G ING McGing. Hugh McGing has been called up, Doug.
Okay.
So it
should help.
Dokie.
All the other call-in dorks need to take notes. That is how you do it. That's from Who's Your Daddy?
It was a poor call. It got him suspended, and he's not going to eat for a while.
Because of the tariffs?
Yeah, well, because of the SNAP benefit cutoff.
Well, they liked it in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat as well, where 259 friends are in there talking it over. Who is this buster? That's from Visit Pine Lawn, the old Pine Lawn Tourism Department.
Are they a
Hangs out in the
sponsor
Michelob
now?
Ultra YouTube. Yeah, Visit Pine Lawn, big sponsor.
Maybe
Yeah.
they could get us some new shades.
Yeah, what are you guys going to do about the shades? Martin had to move over.
Nothing I
Jackson-
can, there's really actually nothing I can do.
It's broken.
Yeah.
You're going to be sunburnt on the right side of your
I know.
face.
Brutal. There's nothing I can do.
You know that
Squint?
chandelier that I showed off to
Yeah,
show my
looked
wealth?
really nice.
I can't get anyone to change it. It's time to change it out. Already bought the new light. Can't get anyone to climb up high enough to get it down.
Chairman, cue the string section here for Big Daddy Vaughn.
People won't do it.
Big Daddy Vaughn.
You got to build a scaffolding. But there's lots of houses just like this. It's nothing unusual.
Help, call in.
Yeah, the help, call in.
Doug needs the help.
314-974-0101. If you want to get inside of Doug's house, this is your chance. 314-974-0101.
Change out the light.
Show up with a ladder and then like a glossy of Doug. I just kind of wanted to meet
There's
you.
not a ladder big enough. You got to build scaffolding.
Didn't someone once show up in your pajamas once to a TMA Live for it was a Doug Vaughn lookalike contest and someone showed up in your clothes?
I believe so. Yeah.
Well, how did that feel?
Been rooting around in my closet.
How does that make you feel?
Weird.
Doug Caller Adam has called back.
Oh, no.
Oh,
What are we going to do?
Well, he's been suspended. Oh, that was an old text. I apologize. I guess he had called in earlier, and I for some reason, Chairman Kurt, my text and my iMessage from you are like on a 5-minute delay. Hell, I don't know. Email in Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Was that the call of the year? Send your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Martin, you're a Design Air Heating and Cooling client.
A very, very pleased Design Air client. Yeah, Doug, our humble abode, the heat went out, and I didn't just say, hey, the help, come by. No, I just said, let's go right to the pros, which is Design Air. Came out, walked around the house, explained things to us, said, this is what you're going to need. We can get this installed. And they came out, put it together. And when they were all done installing it, explained how it all works. It's just great to work with a company that's a St. Louis-based company that is family-owned. Seth Goldcamp's got a great team. We talk all about, we kind of joke about the handsome repairman, but the bottom line is he's got a great team, and you can tell they enjoy working there, and that makes a difference when you have employees that are not only skilled at what they do, but happy with the place they are working. You can tell there is a difference. It's Design Air for your heating and cooling needs. A lot of options out there, but there's really only one choice. If you're a loyal TMA listener, when the heating isn't working right, air conditioning not working right, go to the pros, designairservice.com for all your heating and cooling needs year round.
There it is. It is Design Air, sponsor of our email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you on the program. Jackson Burkett now covering his eyes with a hood if you're watching on YouTube.
He looks like Rabbit.
Looks like E.T.
Yeah, be Rabbit.
Looks like E.T.
Chairman Kurt is manning the Collier and Thompson phone lines. You can call in as well if you want to get inside Doug's house, 314.
You got to be able to change the light.
Doug, what kind of vetting are you going to do with this? I mean, we got a guy named Bob just called, and he'd like to stop by later.
Well, they got to show up with a truck and some scaffolding.
Okay.
Guys, I just tuned in on YouTube. Is Pale dead or is he a ghost? That's from Pele Blanco.
Really just blending in. It's a shame.
The program's called The Morning After. It's presented by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN.
Hey, we've been talking about Village Bar for years when it's cheeseburger talk, waffle fries, great hangout lunch spot, watching the game. We were up there on Sunday, all the different football games all going at once. But we're just starting to tell you about that barn out back, which is the home to 1879 Distilling. And on Saturdays in December, from noon to 5, they've got the distillery open. They've got a tasting room. A little secret there, the speakeasy that's connected to Village Bar. Really a cool spot. Also serves as a gift shop for all things Village Bar and 1879 Distilling. Tasting room open on Saturdays, noon to 5. Stop by and find out why these premium small batch liquors are winning awards throughout the region. We're talking about the Red Barn Vodka, 1879 Rye, 1879 Bourbon, all these different flavors available during the tasting room. Starting to pop up around town as well. You can ask for it by name. Find out more online, 1879distilling.com. Great website. Great backstory about how they wanted to do something to honor the German heritage years and years ago. This is how it was done, and they're doing it right at 1879 Distilling. Stop by the tasting room Saturdays in December, open from noon to 5.
This is Jackson with the Sports Center update. It's brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Blues back in action tonight, taking on the Bruins. Pre-game at 6 p.m., puck drop at 7, right here on your home of the Blues, 101 ESPN. That was another Sports Center update, brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Doug, is this from the album or is this the live performance that Jackson is paying tribute today from the 1992 MTV Video Music Awards?
I don't know.
It's the live version.
How many times have you seen Pearl Jam?
Never.
Martin, you've seen him, no question.
I have not.
Really? That surprises me, Doug.
My son would like to see him. Carson, really into the guitar. So maybe we call Joe. Eddie's got some backstage passes. No, I've never seen Pearl Jam. I wouldn't mind.
Well, let's go see them.
Are they out touring right now?
They were in St. Louis, 2 years ago, I want to say?
I left the crowdsourcing business years ago. Pearl Jam tour. When are they coming to St. Louis?
They were here in 2022.
And you did not go.
Missed it.
All right, fair enough. Ladies and gentlemen, the program is called The Morning After. It is presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. It is 8:57, which means we are in the Fisher Window and Door Store, 8 o'clock hour. And Jackson and I both are putting a wager on the Cardinals making a trade today. That's where our money is. Ali Marmol was talking about Wilson Contreras when he appeared on Foul Territory. Here is what he had to say about Contreras and the potential end of his time in St. Louis, even though he loves it in St. Louis.
Wilson's been clear about he loves being here in St. Louis, and he loves the group and being a part of building this group up to get to where we want to get to. But at the same time, it's going to have to make sense more so for not only him, but his family. And he's the type of guy you can have these conversations with. He's very upfront. He loves where he's at. He loves the situation in St. Louis. He feels at home, but at the same time, if it makes sense, then it's a conversation. So we'll see kind of where that leads. But the other one with Nolan, we got a couple months. We'll see kind of how this all plays out.
Okay.
That's a good piece of hitting right there.
Yeah, somebody got all of that one. Hit that one right on the screws, which doesn't make sense because there are no screws in either the bat or the ball.
Do you think Contreras is going to go this week?
Again, this week, probably not. I think this is the week they go and they talk and they see everybody and then they go back home and get on the phone and really nail things down. I think he'll probably go, but I wouldn't think this week.
I could see him changing his mind, too, and just, depending on where the offer is, I could see him. I don't think he's a slam dunk. I think Arenado's gone one way, some way.
Yeah, that's as much of a five-star play as
Contreras, because he can just be kind of emotional, too, might say, I changed my mind. I want to stay. And they'll be like, rats. So I've got him being traded at some point, 65%.
I think, I'm with you on that.
I just think he might, who is it? I don't want to go there.
80% is where I'm going to go on Contreras. Greg Amsinger talked with Ali Marmol and asked him about Victor Scott, who's youngry. What do we got here, Papers?
Exactly that.
I grew up in St. Louis in 1987. I watched a guy, Vince Coleman, start the game with a bunt all the time.
Yeah.
And then all hell would break loose. You guys have a player in Victor Scott that if he decided to weaponize the bunt, could literally be the biggest pain in the neck for any pitcher on the mound. I had a conversation with Ron Darling, and he hated facing the Cardinals of the 80s because there was always action on the bases, and he couldn't focus on what he wanted to do towards home plate. I know we're fixated with on-base percentage with leadoff guys, but this guy has a skill set you can't find anywhere else. Would you consider Victor Scott as a leadoff hitter?
Yeah, we would consider, especially not knowing where the roster is going to fall as far as like when we start the season, who's going to be on it, who's not. But when you look at Victor, the numbers aren't what you would want them to be as far as his offensive numbers last year, but he probably had the most growth as a player out of our 26 guys. The way he started to approach the game plan, start to understand what are pitchers trying to do against me, where are my weaknesses, how do I combat that? It's night and day from opening day to where he finished the year. So I know the numbers aren't there, but this is a guy that I expect to have a very, very productive year.
When he
Wait
says
on that pitch.
when he says the numbers aren't there, this year he hit 216. The year before he hit 179.
I think he was being polite to Greg because I don't think he buys into that.
You can't have that as a starting outfielder. You just can't.
But he also pointed out we got to wait and see basically who's left. It sounded like.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to hit more than that. Speed or no speed. That doesn't cut it as an everyday outfielder. Not even close. But he's young. He's only 24, so maybe he'll see a big improvement this year.
Yeah, so there's a chance that could be in play, but I don't think it's the plan.
Wow. Riveting. Go away, Ollie. That's from Sharon in Clayton. She's not enjoying. This guy sucks, but he now sucks less than he did at the start of last year. That's from the 636, so I guess that's progress?
Yeah, step in the right direction.
You're talking about the manager?
Whoever.
I gather. Steven Time says, do Ali and Aliyah have the same publicist? That's from Steven Time. I don't know if they know each other or have the same publicist.
Do these guys even have a publicist? They have an agent. A publicist?
I think the team would have media relations people.
Yeah.
But the publicist individually? You think any coach would?
Probably
Saban
not.
now?
An agent?
No.
Does that count as a publicist?
No.
Saban's getting rich off commercials.
That's what I'm saying.
He wasn't rich already.
Possibly has a publicist.
Yeah. I bet he knows somebody who could take down that light in my foyer.
Again, why is Marmol out there doing all of these interviews? He's a lame duck coach. Nobody cares. That's from Harrison's brother, Master, mad at Ali Marmol for doing interviews. For the second time.
Running his mouth.
I'm not sure he is a lame duck. As a manager, that's a big part of the job, doing the interviews. Why is he doing it?
Has he gotten his extension yet? That's got to be coming soon.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Well, if it's a great winter. That's what he got the last time.
You wait till the spring.
All hell's going to break loose. Doug, Blues will try to win tonight, though, and this
I
market...
think they're going to get it done. They're going to get it done. Yep.
This market's going to get going. They'll win against the Predators. Things are going to start to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Sets the stage, Jackson, for the bragging rights win.
I want it so bad, but Illinois might be better than Kansas, truly.
So you're resigned?
Not necessarily resigned, just disappointed. But
I've had about 5 different people tell me, if I buy tickets, what side's Mizzou?
I know. I still don't know.
I have no idea what the answer is to that question.
I really do not either. I feel like they might mark it kind of on Ticketmaster, but I'm not sure.
I don't know. You probably have to.
But it always works out. How does it always work out?
It does.
It's beyond me. Well, I guess the tickets that Mizzou and Illinois sell themselves will be in their correct sections.
Sharon's husband, if you are listening, please take her phone and her wine away. That's from Wedding Tackle.
I think people are drinking wine at 9:04 a.m.
Drinking wine and texting.
Can we talk about dependent sons-in-law? They are super annoying. That's from the Warsaw Woods Wacko. And I believe that is his response to Mr. Licks, who he believes only has any form of money because he is a dependent son-in-law. Martin, you got to find. I mean, there's a lot going on here with these listener wars.
It's hard to keep track.
Yeah.
I found myself earlier trying to keep track of the listener wars and then also freehanding a map of the United States.
Which Jackson can do.
And I realized later I forgot about Idaho and I forgot about Alabama. So I had a little issue with my map. Yeah. Other than that, we're doing just fine.
Tim, I'd like to offer my girlfriend to you. Not because I have to, but because you deserve her. Thank you. That's from that one guy. Well, that's nice. A nice offer.
Does she have any say in it?
Call in that one guy's girlfriend, 314-974-0101. The north and the east side of the arena is Illinois. South and west sides are Mizzou.
Okay.
There you go.
That's easy.
Knowledge is out there. Also, Tim, my wife is listening, the lovely Kim.
Yes.
She said, you did see Pearl Jam with me.
Oh, no.
I don't know if this is early onset, Doug, but we saw Tom Petty play in Milwaukee at Summerfest, outdoor theater. And she said, Pearl Jam opened for Tom Petty. So then I looked it up, and I'm like, I'll be damned.
Is that right?
Yeah. I'm like,
hell of a show there.
I don't remember, because I can't believe they would have been. Then it says they did 6 shows together that summer. So I take it back. I did see Pearl, and the show was outstanding, Tim. That's why I don't remember it. Jesus.
Guys, I like a gal with straight hair. That's from Don Hoffman in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat. And that is one of Jackson's all-time favorite communicators into this program. He calls him what? The Don?
The Don, yeah. He likes a woman with straight hair.
Doesn't like curly-haired gals.
Hey,
okay, it's nice that we know that.
Like what you like.
Are we some dating service for him? We're supposed to find
Like a
someone
bulletin
for?
board?
Yeah.
With all the female listeners we have, I guess we could be a dating service.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to be a swingers bulletin board. We also had stock tips from Paul from the wealthy part of West County.
He called in last week.
Yeah. And he had a great stock tip.
Yeah. Now we're getting back to the swingers bulletin board.
Tim, the sun is shifting, so I'm going to keep shooting. Soon I'll be in Doug's lap. I'm just going to keep going to the left.
Let's see, Doug, the caller, Chairman Kurt, what do you have here? I just got a text, but I don't follow the text.
Just a caller has a question, a college football question.
Doug, are you taking college football questions?
Sure. That sounds like a good one.
Good morning, caller.
Hey, how we doing, boys?
Oh, we're fine. You?
Oh, great. Hey, real quick here. Did anyone discuss the timeout fiasco in the Ohio State-Indiana game? Go back to the game, fourth quarter. Ohio State misses the chip shot field goal. Indiana gets the ball, 2:27 on the clock. Ohio State has one timeout. Indiana runs the ball. Ohio State elects to keep the timeout in their pocket. The clock clicks all the way down to the 2-minute warning. Ohio State uses the timeout after the 2-minute warning. That cost them 26 seconds. How do you feel about that?
I lost a lot of sleep over it.
Irate.
And by the way, I was on the Hoosiers. By the way.
Oh, were you really?
But yes, I was. How does that happen though? How do you let the clock click 26 seconds when you're knowing that you're only going to have 27 seconds left when you get the ball back?
Well, say you call the timeout immediately. You save those 27 seconds. Then they run another play that takes 3 seconds. And now you don't have a timeout. It runs down to 2 minutes anyway. And you're in the same spot.
Yeah, no, you're not in the same spot, Doug. If you run a play on first down, the clock runs down to the 2-minute warning. It's second down then. If you call a timeout, it would be third down.
Sounds like Andy Banker a little bit.
Okay. We are getting people texting in saying this is Andy Banker.
This is not Andy.
Are you not agree? Are you not agreeing that if they call the timeout after the first down run, that then it would be third down after the 2-minute warning? Can you follow that? So
it would still be third down, but you're still going to let the time's still going to go off the clock.
No. You let the clock run down from 2:27 to 2-minute warning. So you wasted 26 seconds. Ohio State did. Indiana had the ball on a chip shot field goal miss. They run the ball, and then they let the clock run all the way down to the 2-minute warning. If you take the timeout, there's 2:26 left. It's second down. You run a play. There's 2-minute warning. It's third down. You run a play. There's 1:20 left. It's fourth down.
Hello, la, la, la.
And this is still bugging you.
How did it affect your life caller?
It affected Ohio State's time left on the clock when they got the ball back.
No, I know. I didn't know why you cared so much.
And you were on Indiana, Andy.
You know what, Andy Banker? I never did like you as a play by when you did the games at the Dome. You were
Andy Banker just took a shot.
He was the PA announcer.
guy.
This is not Andy Banker, but boy, it sounds a hell of a lot like
Why
him.
didn't you like him? He did a fabulous job. He was great.
What was the caller's name?
Oh, no, he's gone.
Oh, okay.
He'd had enough of
Good for another round.
Break down Ohio State's
First down.
So break it down.
Was it a bit? Was he really mad?
I think he was for real.
Seems like he got mad at us.
I seem to remember they were questioning it on the air, too, at the time, the announcers were. But if you only got one timeout left, at some point, the same 27 seconds is going to tick off, isn't it?
I imagine Ryan Day was like, whatever. Run it, don't run it, throw it, don't throw it. We'll be all right. We'll see you in 3 weeks.
This is why I hate the CFP. Old Hoosiers suddenly think they can overanalyze every matchup and impact the rankings. Go back to the drive-through, fella. Nobody cares.
Oh.
It's from the Crestwood Coyote.
And then to take a shot at Andy Banker.
Get this mother effer off the air.
15-yarder for Bill.
Sharon and Clayton does believe that was Andy Baker. Does he
Yeah.
like to call in, Martin, and talk Ohio
Now I'm going
State
to text him and say,
timeouts?
I don't think it was him, but boy, the voice was really
It was
close.
deep. A deep voice.
Congrats, caller. You've won an all-expense-paid one-way vacation on a rocket ship to the sun. That's from Carlos Spicy.
I'm there now.
He was just suggesting a different timeout strategy. He doesn't need to be sent to the sun.
Email in your suggestions on timeouts the morning after at InsideSTL.com for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. That is coming up on this presentation at approximately 10:45. 100 West Dental has been with this presentation for a couple of years, and that's Dr. Brandon Pryor. His location is on Manchester in Baldwin, and it's one of the very few dental offices you're going to find with virtual consultations with the doctor. No phone calls needed to get into 100 West Dental. Just check the calendar online for availability and book right then and there with a very procedure-specific approach to dentistry. If you don't have dental insurance, that's not a problem. The membership plan aids in the cost of dental work for those who do not have dental insurance, and if you give them my name, you get $1,000 off Invisalign at 100 West Dental online at 100westdental.com. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you here on the program. It's TMA 101 ESPN. Welcome aboard to a new sponsor here on the Morning After, and it is Decor Interiors and Jewelry. I was out there last week and got a chance to talk it over with the staff. Really enjoyed talking with them, and I think that's one of the things that separates Decor from other places. Friendly staff that has been there for decades. That's right, for decades. If you have not seen the jewelry department at Decor Interiors and Jewelry, you are missing out on the most magnificent selections of diamond jewelry that St. Louis has ever seen. The choices truly are dazzling. When Joe Fredlick and his buyers go to market, they look for the most unique pieces at affordable prices. You're going to find incredible gifts in all price ranges. They are there for you, and they are online at decor-jewelry.com at Olive and 141. Decor, always unique, always affordable. Open Sundays through Christmas Eve from 11 to 5. It's decor-jewelry.com at Olive and 141. But is this Bobby Brown humping around?
I don't know what he's doing.
How'd you explain it to your kids?
I didn't. I just hope they didn't notice.
It's TMA 101 ESPN. Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies. 9 o'clock hour. The show broadcasting from the surface of the sun.
Brutal.
Papers tried to fix it during the commercial break.
I mean, it's...
If you're watching on YouTube, it's a treat.
This sucks. I'm also
Are you about to resign?
I'm really hot right now. Like I'm really warm.
Doug Hansel is so hot right now.
You got a big fat.
I know. I'm about to take my hoodie off.
Ooh,
take your top
take
off.
Your hoodie off, son.
Remember
Majerus at the West Pine Gym? They were practicing, and they were like 11 and 20. But he would put newspaper over all the door window, the little window of the door where you could look in. He covered it up so nobody could see what. Maybe he was naked, but they wanted nobody to see what was going on in there. And I'm like, you're 11. Your team's hot garbage. Nobody cares.
But I love that level of paranoia. Like I refuse to allow anyone to even think about seeing our game plan.
Ackerman's going to send footage over to Indiana, like. But that's what we need to do to this window. Chairman, can we get some newspapers and we'll just plaster the window?
I think it was Jahmyr Gibbs, the Lions running back. Did like some TikTok where he's dancing in the team meeting room, and there's a bunch of the play calls up on the whiteboard behind him, and Dan Campbell learns about it in real time at his press conference. He goes, we'll have to talk to Jahmyr about that. I don't want anyone knowing our signals.
Wow. Maybe that's a problem with their
The
offense.
Rams used to get upset if our cameras were facing the practice field. You didn't have anybody behind the camera. It wasn't turned on or anything. They'd come over and say, turn those cameras around. Like they thought we were going to shoot the practice and then try to sell it to the 49ers.
And remember, the practice field out back, or a city, all of a sudden a hotel was built across the street. Mm-hmm. And then Coach Mart said, well, that's not cool, because now anybody in that hotel could watch what we're doing because you could see over the fencing.
So they built some foliage.
They
brought in
I think they
foliage.
put in more fencing. And the funny thing is, it was a development by Kroenke, who was a part owner of the team. So Martz was
inside job.
Martz was miffed. Who would do this to us? Like, well, actually, the guy that owns the team built those hotels.
It must have happened somewhere along the line, because these guys, they know everyone else in the league. They must have heard a story somewhere along the line where the spies got them. I guess maybe the spies got them at the Super Bowl.
Well, who's our Michigan guy? Connor Stallions or something?
Yeah.
Stuff like that happens.
Watching Tim drink his protein shake makes me wish I was a protein shake. Yeah. That's from the Afton Altar Boy. Hey, Piddles, they sell temporary paper blinds at Home Depot, really cheap. Maybe buy one for yourself since you're... and then all of a sudden, it got
Does it
graphic.
mean?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's not nice.
That's from Sharon in Clayton. Hey, Martin, you're hot garbage, pal. That's from your nemesis, Kwame Voyukas IV. What did Martin do to get to the hot garbage?
Because I was saying Majerus' team at the time was hot garbage, and he was he was still paranoid. I get along great with Majerus, but I'm saying, and I even told him that he was too paranoid for a team. I said, nobody cares.
This fella says you're hot garbage.
Now this texter is unhappy with us and the listeners. Caller calls in to talk sports on a sports radio show, and the caller gets asked, how does it affect his life? Listening to you posers is the equivalent of passing kidney stones, while my wife asks me why the field goal posts are yellow and my dog is hunched over leaving a pile of piddles in my new rug I got at Lowe's for Black Friday. My favorite podcast's on break, so I'm stuck listening to this garbage. That's from the Toothless... And then I don't think I can say the next word of St. Peter's.
Jesus.
So he was unhappy that we and the audience was not happy with the caller about the Ohio State timeout situation from Saturday night.
And this guy let us have it pretty good.
That is now Paper's go-to. We just can't take it anymore. My question to the gentleman who sounded a lot like Andy Banker, after we had discussed it ad nauseum, I was kind of wondering why he was he seemed very upset about it here 3 days later. I wanted to know if it affected did he lose money and he said he didn't.
He bet on Indiana. He was profitable.
Why was he so upset about it?
Tim, I will peg that toothless guy from St. Peter's. That's from the recovering alcoholic, and Ray King says that toothless guy sucks ass. So now the audience has responded to the criticism of the audience and the hosts. Look, we're all united. We're all in the same gang. Was that the West Coast All-Stars 1989? We're all in the same gang? I don't know if you can find that, Jackson.
Okay.
I feel like...
the West All-Stars?
West Coast All-Stars.
Like the NBA? Like it was like David Robinson?
It was a group of rappers.
Okay.
I think Kool Moe Dee was in there, but he was New York. He was based out of New York, wasn't he?
I don't know what city.
West Coast All-Stars, 1990.
Was Kool Moe Dee in there?
Say what?
Was Kool Moe Dee in there?
Jackson?
And Doug was at KHOL and then MOE?
Is he a New York guy?
Hey, Sharon, leave Jackson alone. You stay at home, crow. Less texty, more aqua jogging. There's aqua jogging going on.
Is that where you're in the pool and you're jogging?
That's like
what he wants her to do.
Real training people do. Underwater running.
Derek Gould writes this morning from Orlando at baseball's winter meeting. Depending on the ways trade winds rewrite their roster and jostle the depth this winter, the Cardinals could reach spring training with as few as one chiseled-in everyday player in a position.
Oh, Lord.
Doug, that is the opening column from the Poses.
I'm afraid we're going to be watching the Pittsburgh Pirates in red uniforms here for a couple years.
Yeah, the Pirates are trying to sign Kyle
How
Schwarber,
about that? I
pal.
couldn't believe that. The hell?
So why can't the Cardinals do that?
Well, because
they got the
know
money.
They know that kind of.
The Pirates aren't going to contend either.
They got the Cy Young winner.
And what else? Nothing.
They've been building.
Keep Ryan.
They just finished in last place behind the Cardinals. I don't think the Pirates are close.
Good morning.
Hello. They finished 26 games out of first place. Kyle Schwarber is not going to make up 26-game difference for the Pirates.
In that park, Doug, you can do some damage.
He'll do a lot of damage anywhere. But they need a lot more than him.
So we'll be doing the program from spring training again, sounds like. And Jackson and a couple of guests had to basically like hand me a note to let me know who they were. I think there might be a lot of note passing this coming.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Hellman, you guys did a great job because I had a first question issue with Michael Hellman, but you guys got good 10 minutes out of it.
We got into the Mizzou, Nebraska situation.
My favorite part of spring training last year was Martin was doing a stand-up but still had his TMA mic near, and so we were hearing the stand-up as it was going on. I think it was being picked up by the cameras.
Oh, that's right, Parts. They're going to be on the field today. The boys are looking good. And that's what was going on.
Yeah, Martin's doing a live shot.
Doug, looks like the boys' report coming up in mid-February. And so I think, Martin, it looks like we'd be down there February 16th, the 20th. So for all of our TMA groupies, all the ladies at Wash U, maybe you're already home for a prominent winter holiday break and you're at school at UCLA or USC or TCU or SMU, and you want to get you and your sorority sisters down to watch TMA, it looks like the time to book your trip to South Florida will be February 16th to February 20th. But I want to make it clear, I am a one-woman man.
Are we more likely to get some stragglers from Fopo Coco?
Yeah, what do you think the likelihood is? An active UCLA student leaves Southern California to go to Jupiter solely to see us broadcast
through the chain link fence
from the side of the Cardinal clubhouse.
300 million to 1
in spring training. Like active now. A proud Bruin.
Key Brian Hayes is with the Reds now, buddy.
Is he?
6-1.
Because I walked in, I am.
Don't think he's still there, but that's all right.
Well, they made a move.
So you like the Pirates and Kyle Schwarber and Paul Skeens.
If they can reacquire Key Brian Hayes. I'm sure the Reds will give him up for pretty cheap.
I was legitimately stunned when I saw the Pirates were going to go after Kyle Schwarber.
What's the point?
Unless they're just faking out their fan base. Hey, we're in on Schwarber.
Yeah, we won't actually sign
anyone. We
anyone.
can sell a few tickets this offseason.
Can we get a GoPro on Jackson for spring training so we can watch him chase after AA guys for interviews? That's from MD 2020 in the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat where 251 friends have gathered to watch Jackson be cooked live on air by the sun.
Pan-fried.
Brian Bartow gave you the Johnny Appleseed Award for all your hard work last year.
Planting seeds. I think the only person I chased after was Chaim Bloom, which was a nice welcome home, sir. It was me running after you. Maybe Jordan Walker as well. That's the only time I think I ran.
Harrison's brother Master's not happy with this topic either. Guys, I think we're good on the Cardinal baseball talk until this time next year. When are the Blues trading Cairo? Jackson, good job on the drops today. Harrison's brother Master with an actual compliment.
I agree with that.
Coming back.
Yeah.
But when you hit that, you want some of this.
Oh, Bucko?
Bucko.
Yeah.
Alan Dadeville, who loves the Georgia Bulldogs and just might see himself a national championship, says Marmol should have a 70-win clause in his contract. It's about time for an extension anyways. That's from Alan Dadeville, and that's in reference to Eli Drinkwitz having an 8-win clause in his contract that poor Missouri fans are currently on the defensive on from the handful of schools in the SEC who like to pay attention to Missouri. Most of the schools in the SEC don't even really realize that we are in the conference.
No, or
this is more of a this is more of a Tennessee, Arkansas. Look at Missouri. They gave a guy an extension which has an 8-win clause in it.
Arkansas's got a lot of stones making fun of anybody's coach. I'll tell you that much.
I'm not quite sure they're really paying attention to the Eli Drinkwitz extension down in Athens or Tuscaloosa, and they've certainly had plenty of other distractions in Oxford, Mississippi. And I think they're pretty happy with their coach in College Station and getting ready to take on the Miami Hurricanes.
How do you do?
At 11 o'clock on a Saturday.
That's so lame.
I was listening to my guy, Scott Van Pelt and Stanford Steve, and they are really down about the playoffs, too.
Yeah, it's just
a shame.
It's weak. I love the Friday night game, as you well know. But
You want to move all games to Friday night?
Well, no, some. This game included. Although I actually think that, well, I don't think they would ever want to put one of these James Madison games in prime time without the NFL's competition. I get why they do it on Saturday night with the
Because
NFL.
they'll be going up against the NFL on Saturday.
Yeah.
Same thing with Hottie Toddy. They're going up against the NFL at the same time for their rematch against Tulane.
It's the 3 o'clock game?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just, it's not going to get the people going, Doug.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, Bama, Oklahoma again, although I think it'll be a pretty awesome environment in Norman.
I'm rooting for Jim Madison.
Sure.
Yeah, that'd
I'd
be
love to see
great.
them win a few
That'd be the
games.
funnest thing ever.
Yeah, or Tulane.
Get involved. Email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. You can watch the program on YouTube. You can see Jackson frying in the sun. Martin also. A side of Martin's face is
exploded.
Yeah, it's so that's on YouTube.
We need better lighting for kid.
Yeah, that's me. It's Schaefer Doors, the sponsor of the podcast. Doug, you're a Schaefer Door guy through and through. That Jason Gosrow.
Well, sure I am, because if your garage door breaks, that's the only name you need to know, Schaefer Door. If that thing starts to make crazy noises, or if your big spring breaks in the middle of the night, this has happened at my house a couple times. Schaefer Door is the only name you need to know. I would always suggest you write that on a Post-it note and then stick it right there next to the button that you press to make that garage door go. So anytime you have a problem, you'll know immediately that Schaefer Door is a company for you. They've got that special Monday morning standby service for doors that break over the weekend. That's convenient. They'll get right out there. If you run a business, they can handle those big, tall warehouse doors. Schaefer's experienced in those types of jobs as well. They're big enough to handle any kind of garage door problem, small enough that when you call them, you'll actually talk to a real person. They service all makes, all brands. They do new installs with LiftMaster. LiftMaster garage doors are strong, quiet, and they are versatile. That's Schaefer Door, SCHAEFER, SchaeferDoor.com. You can call or text them at 636-782-3608. Their service techs, not commission-based. They're not going to come out and try to sell you a whole new door. If you have a small problem, that's not how they roll. SchaeferDoor.com. Schaefer Door is a LiftMaster partner.
There it is. Schaefer Door, sponsor of the podcast on the morning after. Subscribe to the podcast and listen to the program at your leisure. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Martin Kilcoyne with you. It's TMA. Presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel.
Looking for a smarter way to grow your savings without locking your money away? Right now, Together Credit Union offering competitive rates on their money market accounts designed to make you money, to make that money work harder while you stay in complete control. With that Together Credit Union money market account, the savings grow with you. The account's featured tiered rates that reward higher balances, so the more you save, the more you earn. As your balances cross each tier, the portion above that threshold actually will get a higher rate. That's done automatically. It's a simple, powerful way to accelerate your earnings without lifting a finger. So you'll enjoy the flexibility to access your funds whenever you need them. Get started. Couldn't be any easier. Open your select money market account today with as little as $1,000. So whether you're planning for a major purchase, building an emergency fund, or simply looking for a better place to park your savings, now is the perfect time to take advantage of this opportunity. Don't wait. Visit togethercu.org for full terms and details, or stop by any Together Credit Union branch to open up that money market account. Do it today. Together Credit Union, federally insured by the NCUA.
Doug, Nirvana did play at the 1992 VMAs. They opened the show, is that right?
I was busy that night.
They did not open the show. They were the fourth act, where they played Lithium.
Jackson paying tribute today with his music theme to the 1992 Video Music Awards, which he said was the greatest lineup in concert history.
I mean, I read off the list.
Why don't you tell the people, because while it's great that many listeners listen to all 4 hours of the presentation live, some, Doug, the listeners, they will cycle on, they'll cycle off. They might have a meeting.
Okay.
So the chronological list, it opened up with the Black Crowes, then to Bobby Brown, where he played Humpin' Around, U2, featuring Dana Carvey as Garth, Def Leppard, Nirvana, Elton John, Pearl Jam, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Michael Jackson, Bryan Adams, In Vogue, Eric Clapton, and then finishes out with Guns N' Roses with Elton John.
How long was the concert? 13 acts?
This is a music video awards. This is an award show.
Oh.
Probably 2-3 hours.
Okay.
And it was hosted by Dana Carvey at Pauley Pavilion.
Look at this. I just got an email to my Hubbard account. I guess when you listen on the TMA app, you can click email the host. And a gentleman says, I'm listening to the show, and it sounds like your studio needs my services. I do commercial window tinting, and I guess has worked on the offices before. So, Jackson, he wants to come by. Thank you, Joe, for the email. He wants to come by and tint the windows. That is above our pay grade.
Sure.
But Little Jackie Papers he's frying live on YouTube. You can watch it happen.
Don't even really need the window tint. We just got to replace these blinds or fix
So you don't
blinds.
like Joe and his kind offer? I think Joe's a gentleman.
I think he's a fine gentleman, but it's certainly not my place to spend the company's money. The blinds, though, we can't. I've told engineering. They're aware. So hopefully that gets
The
rectified.
blinds would probably be more expensive than the window tinting.
Again, that's not my business.
I've tinted some windows. That's just a film that you put it on, kind of like wallpaper on the windows.
You got 5% on your ride? 5% tint?
22-inch rims and a spinning.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any on my ride.
Oh. Well, I'm on the surface of the sun over here.
Oh.
Jackson is frying, and you can watch it by opening up your YouTube app, typing in TMA STL, and experiencing Schadenfreude. Let's see what we got going on here. Martin had to leave early. That was a scheduled thing. He is attending a personal matter, so he is out. Chairman Kurt sliding into the dais here in the Mark Hanna Evergreen Wealth Strategies 9 o'clock hour. Let's see, the Tim McKernan Show podcast. You don't have to subscribe to it. It just comes in the TMA podcast feed. In the interview with Pat Maroon and David Freese, we released it yesterday. Jackson put together a nice little social media clip, Doug, where it's a still picture because we did it and it wasn't on YouTube at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a still image of me and Maroon. This is on my Instagram account. I don't know if it's on the TMA Instagram account. If you boys did that, I don't know. Papers?
I don't believe
so. Okay. So Timothy Michael McKernan is my Instagram handle. And you can listen to Freese and Maroon and myself there with a clip. And the whole interview is available wherever you may podcast. If you subscribe to the Morning After, you're going to get it. It'll be in the podcast feed. It's already up there. Or you go to tmastl.com. I've surprisingly, people have been raving about that interview, so that's great to hear.
My dad loved it.
Oh, is that right?
He said outstanding.
I'm a big Jeff Burkett lemming. What did Jeff Burkett say? Because I'm a Jeff Burkett lemming.
Listened to it yesterday, and he said outstanding.
Yeah. I think it's Freeze's
demeanor,
self-awareness. He I don't remember what question Pat asked him that got him really thinking. And he goes, I really don't want to say this because people would say, why would you not necessarily? He said, I'm just all up in my head. And I think, and we were doing this interview in June 2020, and I had a couple people who have sent me messages about the interview. They say that was like a preview as to why he didn't eventually accept the Cardinals Hall of Fame, because he felt like he wasn't worthy of it, and you could tell he has spent a lot of time thinking about certain things. Now, the Cardinal Hall of Fame, I don't think, was on the table at that time, because otherwise we would have asked him about it. Again, the interview was done in June 2020. But you hear how self-aware is the term I keep using. I don't know if that's the right term for it. Yeah, and then Maroon texts me last night. So he's on the Lightning's broadcast team right now in the studio, not a color analyst. And and he wants to get the podcast up again.
Oh, nice.
How about that?
That'd be great.
So Pat and I wound up doing 3 interviews. This was done during COVID. He wanted to do a podcast, and we did the one with Freese. We also did one with John Hamm. That was on YouTube. At least I can remember seeing Hamm was doing it from like his office, and Jackson, there were like Golden Globes and Emmys around.
For sure. Don Draper.
Yeah. And then Lance Berkman, who we were just talking about with Ed and Brody Herman. Yeah, he is, Pat's currently doing stuff on the Lightning's stuff and also NHL Network. So I think he's going to wind up being like a biz nasty kind of guy. That's what I think. I mean, he's just starting out. He just stopped playing. And I mean by that, like a personality. He has the Q rating. Doug, you like the term Q rating? Or not?
I'll let it go.
The recognizability, the cachet with 3 cups. He won cups in 2 different markets, but he played for a variety of teams and just has that personality. So I think he could wind up being a star in NHL broadcasting. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
He had an incredible career, really.
Yeah, 3 chalices and played for a 4th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not many that have that on the resume.
How about this?
It's good to see him that he's embraced the broadcasting thing, because I agree. I think he'd have a big, long future in
Absolutely. Principal Burkett is a made man at my house and at Olive and Oak. That's from the recovering alcoholic. How about that? Does he know he's a made man at Olive and Oak?
He's going to take you up on that.
Don't you have to whack somebody to become a made man?
No, my father wouldn't do that. So
you're judging people who kill now?
Wow, that's a loaded question. It's tough,
Also, of news and notes, tomorrow's QFTA, Ken Iggy Strode will be with me and Jackson on
really?
QFTA. Yeah, so we'll be doing that tomorrow. Iggy said he was available to do it. I said, all right, well, let's have a holiday edition. So we'll be doing that. I said 11:30, and then I forgot I got the spread zone.
So
where I went 2 and 5 last week, Doug. You're welcome.
Not good.
Damian.
Now, is Iggy in town, or is he at Hedo this week?
I believe he's going to be in town. If not, he's flying back from Hedonism for the appearance. So that'll be on the TMA YouTube channel tomorrow. And we're looking forward to talking it over. You can always email in any question, and I mean anything, or comment. And we accept hate mail. Hell, we want it. Not as much as we want an erotic story, but we'll take
yeah. Especially with Iggy.
Look how
you get,
this guy's sitting on a Sivian.
You bring Iggy in.
Especially.
You don't bring Bob Ross out there and don't bring a paintbrush.
How about that? You don't bring Bob Ross out there and not bring a paintbrush.
Okay, I follow that.
So if with Iggy, someone's got to at least send in the erotic story. Make it up if you have to.
T. McKernan at Inside STL. Tim, Pat's son's going to Western Michigan. He's a hell of a player. It's from the recovering alcoholic. Yes, Doug, that same kid that we saw in tears after his dad scored the goal to defeat the Dallas Stars is a hell of a hockey player.
Is he?
And is going to Western Michigan, which is a big-time program.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Maybe follow Dad's footsteps right into the NHL.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's Anthony. Iggy on QFTA this week. Yes. The return of the nose whistle. I can't wait. That's from Big Tuft. And the man hasn't even appeared on the program yet. And they're
still taking shrapnel.
Yep. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. And we'll do that tomorrow, probably between 11:30 and 11:45 after Riz Stalter and I give picks that, of course, will be filled with accuracy.
No college football. I guess just the Army-Navy game.
Yeah, I don't really have a good read on that one.
Pick on that one.
So that's coming your way. Coming up at 10:45, the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. Send yours in to compete with the greats, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency is my insurance agent, and I recommend that he becomes your insurance agent as well. Jamie Rivers made the switch back in October. Brandon Kiley made the switch back in November. You can do it as well. And if you've heard James Carlton spots or James himself on the show, you've heard him say this. He has been doing this now for 18 years, and he has never seen auto rates this low. A phone call to 314-961 4800 could wind up saving you thousands of dollars. So you might be like, I really don't want to make the phone call. I understand that whole thing. I get it. But here's what I would tell you. Is a phone call for about 2 minutes worth thousands of dollars to you? And I would imagine you would say the answer is yes. So why not make that phone call and talk with an incredibly friendly and helpful staff at James Carlton State Farm Agency in Webster Groves. 314-961-4800 or go online at carltoninsurance.net. The program's called TMA, presented by Brown and Crouppen on 101 ESPN and the TMA STL YouTube channel. Hey, this is Tim McKernan. If you're like me, this time of year can feel a little blah. The holidays are expensive, and so are those heating bills. The weather's cold, and you know what's coming next? Months of winter. And that is exactly why Universal Windows Direct is helping homeowners beat the winter blues with a deal that's all about comfort, savings, and something to look forward to. Right now, when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free with no limit, whether you're replacing a few or doing a full home upgrade. It is a great way to stretch your budget further. Even better, you'll get 0% financing for 60 months. And here is the bonus that really makes this feel like a gift: a free vacation voucher with your project. Yep, you're improving your home now, and you'll have a future trip to look forward to later. It's all from Universal Windows Direct, online at universalwindowsdirect.com or by calling 314-334-2522. Give them a call to schedule your free in-home estimate today or go online at universalwindowsdirect.com. New windows, lower energy bills, a future vacation, and peace of mind. That is how you beat the winter blues. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hey, this is Jackson with the Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Suns defeat the Timberwolves last night, 108-105. Mark Williams, 22 points and 7 rebounds for the former Duke Blue Devil. That was our Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Doug, I recognize this is Elton John. What song? This is Jackson's tribute to the 1992 MTV VMAs.
This is The One by Elton John. What's your favorite Elton John song? Text in.
I said, I guess why they call it the blues? That's why they call it the blues?
Yellow Brick Road was a good one.
Great one. I like
Tribute
yours.
to Benny Agbayani of the 2000 Mets.
That's what it was?
I like yours.
Benny and the
song,
Jets was one of the worst songs. It got to be the worst song.
Benny and the Jets? You don't like Benny and the Jets?
Horrible song.
What about Benny the Jet Rodriguez?
And that
Good
was
player,
from The
good base
Sandlot.
runner. Good
Yeah.
base runner.
Which Marshy and I decided is the best baseball movie.
Was he also Luis Mendoza in the Mighty
Yes.
Ducks?
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Same kid.
It's TMA 101 ESPN. You hear the voice of Chairman Kurt because Martin had to bolt early. So Chairman Kurt slides into the dais. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Jackson Burkett with you. We'll have the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today coming up at 10:45. And suddenly now the text inbox is flooded with the best Elton John songs.
Okay.
Doug.
Good.
I'm Still Standing, Daniel, Rocket Man, Circle of Life. And Arbor Day says, I'm confused. Do I still email Jay or do I just show up at 5 iron for my free golf balls now? That's from Arbor Day. This sounds more like a tribute to his sexuality. That is from Orson Wood's Wacko. Is that what the song was about?
The me playing Elton John's a tribute to my sexuality. No, that is inaccurate, Mr. Wacko. Not the case.
Guys, I saw Elton John at Mizzou Arena in 2007. It was a great concert. How about that? Elton John, 2007.
You know who brought his piano out to the stage?
Initials, please.
JB.
Jim Bowie.
My brother, Jesse.
Oh,
no
really?
way.
Yeah, he was working for like the event space or Mizzou Arena, like in the events. And so he was doing a lot of manual labor, and he picked up the piano from the truck and brought it out to the stage.
Picked it up. He picked up the piano.
Well, him and some other strapping lads picked up the piano and that was Elton John's piano.
Huh.
Pretty cool.
And you were at the concert and you were 9.
2007, no, I wouldn't have been there, which is a shame. They didn't really do many concerts in Mizzou Arena when I was there.
Well, I saw George Carlin in, was that 97 at Jesse Hall, and it was the same night that Edgar Renteria won the World Series for the Marlins. Am I right on that?
I don't know.
Incredible. That'd be awesome.
So last night I actually cited George Carlin in the 7:30 because my older son was using a word that I probably can't say here on 101 ESPN, but it means rooster. Are we all on the same page now? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And my wife said, can you explain to him? And he goes, well, you say it. I go, I get it. I say a lot of words. I say, but there are rules. And just so you know, if you were to say this at like school or polite society, which of course I'm not a part of, nor am I invited to be a part of. For example, I was not invited to the Missouri Athletic Club's awards last night.
Or Joey Vitale's party.
Or Joey Vitale's party. Now, I've been banished from there as well. But if you're amongst polite society, you can't say certain words. And he goes, well, what words? And I said to my wife, I said, can we go downstairs and watch George Carlin's 7 Dirty Words? Yeah. She goes, that's a great idea. So it doesn't sound like she's really supportive. But then I could give him the words that you can't say. Because I said, I can't say certain words when I'm on the show, but then when I do my podcast, I can say them. Why? I guess because these are the public airwaves. The podcast is not. That, I believe, is the reason. So even if I'm not necessarily a believer in certain words or not, whatever, it's fine. You respect the rules. So that's what I tried to say to him. I said, I don't necessarily agree with it. I know I have to abide by the rules. So you might want to be able to run around and talk about roosters, and that's fine. But I would suggest you don't do it at school, or should you get the invite that I do not get, which is polite society or Joey Vitale's parties, which are now secretive.
Right.
You're watching the NBC North Dakota News, your news leader in high definition.
Gay. See, those are other words you shouldn't say.
That ended AJ's career right there, unfortunately.
Just right off
that's the lesson you teach.
Right
You
off
just
the
playing
hop.
that.
You ever let anything slip, Doug?
Oh, yeah, but it was by accident.
Well, I would think so. You wouldn't just like go rogue.
No, I tried to say shot, and it came out a different word. It was close to that.
Poor Laura Rutledge was with Nick Saban and Kirby Smart. Did you guys happen to see this? The esteemed reporter. She had a rough encounter with Justin Herbert following the game last night, right?
Yes.
So why don't we play that first, and then I'll tell this little anecdote because this got awkward. I would imagine you'll be able to find this audio. You're familiar with the Kirby Smart, Nick Saban, Laura Rutledge audio papers?
I am not.
Okay.
I thought I was, but here I do have Justin Herbert.
Doug, this is following the Chargers' comeback win against the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, who managed to turn the ball over twice on one play, and I wonder what that was paying last night.
There that sealed this game for you guys to get this win.
Yeah, the defense played incredible. You know, they came up with so many big stops today, so so proud to be able to play for those guys, and the way they compete down in, down out is really fun to watch.
We know you were dealing with a broken hand tonight. You gutted it out. You were hit multiple times. How are you feeling right now?
Feel pretty good, thank you.
And then what can you say about the way that this team was able to pull this off in overtime? You guys know how important this game was and how good the opponent was on the other side.
Yeah, not the way we drew it up, but the battle in these guys, you know, it's so much fun, and I'm so honored to be a part of this team, and they never quit, and, you know, it's just fun to be a part of, and we'll watch the film and have to get better at it. Appreciate it, man. You too. But we'll have to get better at it, and we'll keep moving forward.
All right, thank you, Justin.
Yep, thank you.
I thought that wound up being all right.
It wasn't bad.
No, it was the beginning part where he's just like, I'm trying to go celebrate my team. And she's like, literally 30 seconds, please, Justin.
I thought it was going to get rough after I heard that part.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, this is going to get rough. And then I'm fine, thank you. But then to his credit,
he was all right. I've always thought the coaches need to be careful about how they handle those interviews before the game, on their way to halftime, right after the game. They're only on for 30 seconds or so, but that's really the big impression that the fan base at large, the television audience, that's really most of what they see of these coaches. And if they're rude at all to the reporter or dismissive in some way, I think it really affects their the impression that they give all over the country of who they are.
I agree, and I think in particular with Nick Saban, who now is, I mean, my God, has anybody in sports media been better over the last 2 years going from, you know, the outside looking in? I think he's outstanding. I mean, it's so insightful. I mean, I guess if you like the, you know, theatric thing and the Takesmith thing, he probably isn't for you, but as a college football nerd, I really enjoy him. But who would have ever seen that coming, considering the way he used to handle his interviews? And I do feel like the schools/public relations firms said, hey, you're going to be in a spot where you don't want to do it, but you got to do it. And then I think Ed Orgeron ushered in the thing where now you see Drinkwitz doing the MIZ with his, what did he say, Doug?
Who, Drinkwitz?
Orgeron.
I forget what he said.
Go Tigers!
Oh, go Tigers.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, they're only on for 30 seconds or less. If you can't just be pleasant at that time, I think you're really doing yourself a disservice.
I agree with you.
Saban was such a jerk on those sidelines. All you got to do is just smile, take whatever question they throw at you, and give a chuckle and a polite little answer, and everybody will love you.
The only thing worse than these post-game chats are the in-game ones. Nobody needs to hear the same damn answers. Let the guys celebrate and shake hands with their opponents. Nobody cares. Stupid, nosy media.
Oh, gosh.
That's Sharon and Clayton. And she's not on board with Laura Rutledge. Have you found the...
I'm not really positive what you're asking for. I'm sorry.
Laura Rutledge was hosting, I believe, at the SEC championship game the night before, a little conversation with Kirby Smart and Nick Saban, and she misspoke and talked about sex.
Oh.
When she was intending to say the word success, which I think is the closest somehow. I don't know how. I still feel like I'm going to say the F word, but hell, I don't know. I believe I was anchoring, Doug, was it Matt Cesney and Lori Waters, who we worked with at KMOV?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I had the same thing on the teleprompter. I know a lot of people will be surprised to hear I made a mistake. But instead of success, I said sex. And they were gone. It's kind of like when I mentioned being 5'2" and 100 pounds in the St. Louis U high depth chart.
Didn't make the squad. No cut.
That's what Lori Waters and Matt Sesty sounded like when I said Missouri has had lots of sex.
Oh. But
And
you
then-
corrected it immediately.
Oh, yeah, you better believe
Sure.
it. And then I took some time away.
Yeah, a couple weeks off. With pay, I hope.
Of course. Saban's gruff demeanor equals millions from Verbo. That's from George Clooney's doppelganger. It's a good spot. It's a good. That's what my dad would say when he would see a good commercial. It's a good spot, Timmy. It's a good spot.
It is. It is. But I think his winning had more to do with his cashing in and his gruff demeanor.
Saban's a jerk. His commercials for Home Depot, too. Can't understand why anyone would play for him. That's from Just Don't Press Push.
Yeah, I think that's a factor. Maybe for some, they won so much that everybody wanted to play there, whether the coach came off as a jerk or not. But there are a lot of schools where if the coach comes off like a jerk, I could see where there'd be guys say, I don't think I'm going to go there. You might not even know the guy, but just seeing him just for a few seconds at a time on TV, you get the feeling that you wouldn't like him.
Doug's laughter brings me joy. Thanks. That's from Healthy Scratch.
Oh. Okay.
Tim, I read that next year, instead of saying MIZ, Drink is going to end interviews by saying 8 dubs. That's from Steve and Tommy Doug. That is
I'd like that.
The unfortunate attack that Missouri fans are trying to fend off after news came out that Eli Drinkwitz receives a year extension every season, that he gets to 8 wins. And it's not playing
I
well.
thought it was a joke.
In Tuscaloosa and Athens, we don't believe they're really aware of it. College Station, they're probably focused on hosting the Miami Hurricanes. But in Tennessee and in Fayetteville, where it's a little slow right now, they're really enjoying the fact that it got out that Eli Drinkwitz gets an extension.
He's got to have the best agent in all of college football. The absolute best. Can't fault him for that. Best agent going.
I see Ken is still attempting to troll Dave Portnoy on social media. You know, the guy he can't stand, yet copied his unboxing bit, then begged for sex toys. Had some beer cats getting ready for Iggy's appearance on QFTA tomorrow.
Speaking of sex, I found the Laura Rutledge.
Here it is. This is Laura Rutledge at the SEC championship game with Kirby Smart and Nick Saban.
She's not begging for sex toys. That was Iggy that was
This is
begging.
for you, Coach Saban. How do you continue to motivate the team with the amount of success? Excuse me.
Freudian.
I don't know how to recover from that. Anyway, success that they endure each season.
I'm not sure I understand the question. Golly.
No one here knew they were coming to Comedy Hour at lunch, but
Kirby Smart almost fell out of his chair. It seemed a little hammed up.
Yeah, he had a little more to offer there at the tail end. Yes, that was Laura Rutledge with the same thing. Success.
Okay.
It can throw you off.
Sure.
How great would it have been if Saban deadpanned and been like, well, the first time I had sex with Coach Smart.
That would have been wonderful.
The house would have came down. I would have been like, never mind, Saban is absolutely the GOAT.
Just don't press push or whatever the hell his name is a clown. Saban turned Saturday players into Sunday players. That's what mattered to players. That's from George Clooney's doppelganger.
Okay, don't get mad about it. We went over that.
He's like writing VO for the college football video game there.
I don't think anyone would argue that he's the greatest college football coach of all time.
Be tough to argue.
And he got an extension every year when Alabama would win 7 games.
No, they'd pretty much have to go undefeated
for
people to be satisfied down there.
Well, I bet Missouri wishes that was just like a gentleman's agreement.
Yeah. Undisclosed. Encrypted in the contract.
He gets another year every time they win 8.
Correct.
Still can't believe
The
it.
trigger is a year extension.
Yeah. So every time they beat Central Arkansas to reach 8 wins, that's what people are going to be talking about. He's going to run off the field smiling.
Regular Arkansas. That's why they smoke the cigars.
And, of course, that year extension is worth how much, Jackson? Because it includes a raise as well.
Yeah, I think, 12?
Yeah, approximately. I'm just shy of 12.
It's a good deal.
For him.
It's our coach, Doug.
You just gotta be average. Win 3 games that you call in blood donors, and you pay them off, and you win 3 games.
Well, one of them has to be a Power 4 conference team.
Yeah.
At least that's the way it is now. I don't know if this is all going to change.
So two teams will be crumb bums.
Yeah.
And then,
but I'm guessing those other non-conference games won't be Notre Dame and.
Well, there's just one non-conference game will be against a Power 4.
But it won't be teams of that ilk.
They'll
find other teams. They'll find teams they think they can beat.
What about Illinois?
Maybe. That'd be good.
Doug, he's going to have to go 4-5 in SEC play, and then he gets an extension. That's from Steven Time, who is enamored with this.
It makes more sense why I stuck around Columbia.
It was a tough day for hardcore Missouri fans on the Twitter tweets and social media.
It's been a tough week. A really tough week.
Did you argue with any Tiger nationalists yesterday on Twitter?
No. I'm dejected by the.
If they can just go one game under 500, the coach is going to get an extension on his $12 million a year contract.
That's right.
Aim high.
You have to win 5 SEC games. He would never be fired winning 8. That's from Gateway Dreamfields, who likes it. He likes the extension.
Well, I think there's a difference between not being fired and being extended. I think that's what people might have some problems with. Because I agree with you. After 8 wins, you're likely.
Like I'm a huge Missouri fan, but I was making this observation, I believe, with Ben Frederickson. It got to a point, kind of reminds me of politics. Like you can be in the bell curve of being, I kind of see this point and I kind of see this point. But if you're not like over here, then you're not one of us. And I am definitely not over here. And I'm like, how can you possibly defend this? I mean, listen, hey, if you can get it as the head coach and if you can negotiate it for your coach as the agent, good for you. But my God, 8 and 4 triggers an extension. I mean, come on. What are we doing?
Do you think that will stop the talk of him being up for every job that comes up in the next few years?
No.
And so he'll go in and want more money?
Probably. I think a lot of coaches are going to be in that camp, like Joey McGuire at Texas Tech. I think if they continue to get money poured into them and they continue to have success, I think every year Texas Tech will be having to deal with that.
Did the guy who wrote that contract also write the Rams lease agreement with St. Louis? That's from the 314. Jackson, you're right. It has been a tough week for Missouri fans, and it's only Tuesday. That's from Steven. Well, I
meant the Tuesday of last week. 7 days. It's not been great.
But, email in on the contract extension trigger the morning after at InsideSTL.com for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. That'll be coming up at approximately 10:45. The program's called TMA. It's presented by Brown & Crouppen on 101 ESPN. Celebrate St. Louis tradition at its finest with Ted Drew's frozen custard and visit their Christmas tree lot on the south side at 6726 Chippewa. It is one of my favorite family traditions, going shopping for our Christmas tree and then getting Ted Drew's frozen custard. Choose from top quality pine and fir trees, including customer favorites like the Fraser fir and Scotch pine, all hand selected for freshness and for fullness. And if you are someone who loves to have a huge Christmas tree for your family's Christmas celebration, Ted Drew's has those options for you at Ted Drew's Frozen Custard. Pick out your Christmas tree and then celebrate the holiday season with your family by enjoying Ted Drew's Frozen Custard right afterwards. Make Ted Drew's part of your family's holiday tradition. Pick out the perfect tree. Enjoy Ted's delicious frozen custard and soak in the spirit of the season. Ted Drew's, where tradition tastes great and the holidays feel right at home. Oh, Doug. Saddest song in history, is it?
It'd be up there.
Saddest song in history, send yours in 314-399-9646. Or the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat is where you can talk it over, where Bourbon Bob just said my job is really getting in the way of this YouTube chat.
Well, quit your job then.
Says he's trying to participate in a conference call about interest rates and yield curves, but the Michelob Ultra YouTube chat's distracting him. I mean, I think it's got to be up there. What else would be the saddest song of all time? Now, Jackson's playing this not because it's the saddest song of all time, but because it's his tribute to the 1992 MTV Video Music Awards, where it was a star-studded lineup ranging from Michael Jackson to Pearl Jam and Nirvana and Elton John and, as you noted, En Vogue.
Tears in Heaven is way up there.
What else is that? You went to AI for this?
Yeah.
Mark Schwartz has got one saying he's my son, singing about his son dying or something. That's kind of sad.
Johnny Cash's version of Hurt, I think, hits a little harder given his age at the time of singing it. River by Joni Mitchell. Black by Pearl Jam. My vote would have been Sam Stone by John Prine. It's really a very sad song to me.
Coldplay, The Scientist.
I love the song The Scientist.
Wow, how about that, Doug?
I might just play it next to...
But they didn't play it the 1992 MTV.
I don't. That's how much I love The Scientist.
Roseanne's national anthem is the saddest song ever sung.
That was poor. Yeah, and she
Fergus?
grabbed herself.
That's from Jack B's Hampton Homie.
And she spit afterwards, too. It didn't go over well.
Didn't play well. Daniel by Elton John. Guys, I'd put Go Cubs Go up there as the saddest of all time. That is from the 314. The saddest song is Don't Take My Girl. I don't know that song. Is that My Girl Bill?
It could be My Girl Bill.
Or is that I Wish I Had a Girl by Henry Lee Summer? Am I right on that?
Yesterday by the Beatles is very sad.
What about The Living Years by Mike and the Mechanics?
Don't know that one.
I wonder if that guy was talking about Don't Take the Girl, Tim McGraw.
Kind of?
This is sad.
That's Tim McGraw?
He's being cucked.
That's up there with Cuck songs with Mr. Brightside.
I don't think Yesterday is a sad song.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's very sad.
It's such a good song. It's hard to get sad.
Well, I'm not like... But the lyrics are pretty... It's about losing love.
Yeah, but I never one time thought that I was sad listening to that song.
Love Circus, Circus of Love. I kind of get emotional just because it was like the end of the Joshua era.
Yeah, that's tough. Tough.
Doug, Christmas Shoes is depressing. That's from the 636.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know what it is.
I forget the...
That is by New Song?
Yeah, her mom's dying, and she wants Jesus to come visit her mother or something.
If You Leave by OMD. Is that from Pretty in Pink?
I don't know who it's from.
If You Leave?
It's a good song.
A lot of synthesizer work by Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark.
Mm-hmm.
Tough name.
Stand by Eminem is definitely in the top 5 sad songs. It's from Continental Courtney.
Very impactful.
Yeah.
I think it created the whole new word. Standing somebody.
Standing them?
Standing. So
Standing.
like being such a big fan that you would, do something crazy.
To stand.
Like I stand Doug. Like I'm your number one fan.
Oh, I'll be darned.
Yeah.
STAN?
Correct. Not unlike.
He sampled Dido.
Yeah, he did. Not
Rest in peace, Dan. That's where it came from.
Yeah. Stan
Rest
Musial.
in peace, Dan. So it's just kind of lazy language, not finishing the word.
Doug, Alabama sang Christmas Shoes. That's from Chunk and the Chunk.
Did they?
Time in a Bottle, Jim Croce.
Great song and a great answer.
What about that Cat Stevens song?
Cats in the Cradle?
Yeah.
That's getting a lot of votes, Chairman. Mothers of the Disappeared by U2. Familiar with that one. Henry Lee played it by prom in 1987, Doug. It's from the 618.
Okay, good for Hank.
Well, that must have been a nice private school to get Henry Lee Summer at your prom, especially at the peak of his powers.
Who played at your prom?
God, I feel like we had to have had a DJ.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. That's the first time I saw two girls kiss. That was great.
No.
And they captured my reaction to it in the St. Louis U-High Yearbook, 1994.
What was
I'm
what
holding
were
up
you
a
doing?
$20 bill because I was trying to encourage more activity.
Oh.
So I was ahead of my time. And
It was a lot of money back then.
you better believe it still is, based on the unfortunate losses by Alabama, Virginia, and BYU this weekend. Trust me, I'd do anything to have $20.
Okay.
But, yeah, God, it was unbelievable. And I was trying to encourage more, like heavy petting or something. And then the yearbook photographer captured the picture, and it says, Tim McKernan holds up his winnings from a pregame or pre-prom poker match. And it didn't say, Tim McKernan tries to encourage these two Nearings girls to keep going, which is actually what was really going on. I think one was at Nearings and one was at St. Joe. I remember.
enjoy watching girls together.
Okay.
I asked this question thinking I know the answer, but SLU is an all-boys school, correct?
Yes.
I was doing some swiping the other day, Doug, and a profile I saw on a female said she went to SLU High.
Are you sure I didn't say St. Louis University?
St. Louis University.
And I absolutely saw the word high, and it set off a little.
Maybe works at St. Louis U High?
Maybe she transitioned.
Who can be certain?
Yeah, there's no.
Well, it is an all-boys school, so I think we can be certain.
Cats in the Cradle is Harry Chapin.
Yes,
that's true. I think you said Cat Stevens, Chairman. You might have got confused.
No,
Cats in the Cradle.
No, I think I said it.
Did you?
Hell, I don't know.
Doug?
End of the Road by Boyz II Men is a very sad song. I still think Tears in Heaven, though. I think Tears in Heaven.
That was the first thing that came up when I typed it. That's the first thing that came up.
The saddest song for those of you just joining us.
The saddest song.
Jackson played.
Saddest
is
song
Tears in Heaven?
The first thing that pops up on the AI overview for Google, so take it what you will, is side examples included. And the first one mentions Eric Clapton's Tears in Heaven.
I think that's got to be it.
Everybody Hurts by REM. Very high up
But I mean, Eric Clapton's Tears in Heaven is biographical about his, what was he? I think he was like 4 years old, and his son fell off a balcony. I think it was in London, but maybe it was in New York, and died. And that's why he wrote the song. I mean, oh, yeah.
Strange Fruit by Billie Holiday is up there. That was later sampled by Kanye. Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor. Tennessee Waltz by Patti Page. I'm just reading off the Spotify list.
Doug, what about Season in the Sun by Terry Jacks?
God, that will rip your heart out.
We'll Get Your Asses next year. Cardinal
We had
AI
joy,
song.
we had fun. We had Seasons in the Sun.
Oh, he stopped loving her today. That's from Jim Edmonds, Tractor Mechanic. Oh, how do you do? Wow, wow, wow. George Jones. Jackson, what about that?
What was the song?
He stopped loving her today.
He stopped loving her today.
Don't you tell me you haven't heard that.
He stopped loving her today.
It's not going to play well in the text inbox.
Given the dialect, I would imagine I didn't hear it.
Hey.
Well, it also came out in 1980.
Yeah.
18 years before I met the world.
You play My Girl Bill like 10 times a show.
I think that
predates
when
it.
that come out. I thought that was like 2003.
Oh, God, no, that was 60s or 70s.
Yeah, that's My Girl Bill came out in 74.
Yeah. My Girl Bill.
Doug, what about One Sweet Day by Mariah Carey?
I don't know.
That was with Boyz II Men also.
Mariah Carey featured a lot in the 1991 VMAs.
Is that right? Today we're paying tribute to 1992.
Well, that's done. I'm playing The Scientist next. I don't care.
Oh, wow, that's it. Okay, fair enough.
Take it back from the start. Ba, da, da. You like Coldplay, Doug?
Sure, fine, yes, of course.
Soul Asylum, Runaway Train.
Okay.
Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. How about that?
That's always up there.
That's kind of sad.
Breaking news, Kyle Schwarber and the Philadelphia Phillies are finalizing a 5-year, $150 million contract.
He had to choose between the Pirates and the Phillies, and he chose the Phillies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can play for a team that's likely to be in the playoffs, maybe take a shot at the World Series, or you can play for the worst team in the National League. Well, Colorado's now the worst team in the National League.
Edwin Diaz. Boy, this is just the deals are just coming down. Yep. Edwin Diaz has agreed to a deal with the Dodgers. Mark Feinstein with that Twitter tweet.
Boy, 5-year, $150 for old Schwarber.
Yeah, I thought the Phillies were kind of in a transition mode.
They're kind of in a weird spot where they either got to really commit or kind of start the changeover. I still think that they got, if they with Schwarber now especially, I think they still got enough firepower.
You are welcome to email in. We got the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day coming up here on the program, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. That'll come your way at about 10:45. Once again, some fun facts for those of you who clamor for more of this presentation. We will have, the Pat Maroon and David Freese interview on the Tim McKernan Show podcast just released, so you can listen to that about 80, 90 minutes. Doug, that is available now. And then also, Ken Iggy Strode will be with Jackson and I on QFTA. We'll do that probably around, I'd say closer to 11:45 tomorrow because I have Spread Zone with Riz and Anthony Stalter, which we shoot at about 11 o'clock following this presentation. So questions for QFTA, T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com, TMCKERNAN at InsideSTL.com. Are you feeling sluggish? Are you feeling tired way more often than you used to? This could be an indication of low testosterone. Has your family seen a change in you? You're not quite yourself anymore and you're struggling to focus and no energy for the people you love? Well, this is where Mentality can help you out. MentalityHealth.com is where you can go. Whether it's low energy, weight gain, or just that feeling that something is off, Mentality can help. So stop being tired of being tired. Get back to the guy you used to be. Visit MentalityHealth.com. Reserve your spot today to get tested at MentalityHealth.com. I've been out there. I've been tested. It is easy. It is friendly staff. And you're in and out within 20 minutes, and you now know your numbers. MentalityHealth.com. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Chairman Kurt sliding into the dais while Martin Kilcoyne had to leave a little earlier today. And Jackson Burkett with you. Email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today. Coming up, it's TMA 101 ESPN. Hey, Missouri, if you haven't heard by now, FanDuel Sportsbook is live in the Show Me State, and they're kicking things off with an offer that is tough to beat. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. Whether it's football, basketball, hockey, or more, you can bet it all on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. So download FanDuel today, or head to FanDuel.com/Missouri and join in the excitement. And maybe you can make a play on what this gentleman, Jackson Burkett, has for you this evening. What do you got, Pappas?
Well, luckily, FanDuel is helping out folks who are looking to bet the Blues tonight,
What do
Tim.
we got?
50% profit boost on that Blues
Going
game.
on the
Max
app.
is $25. But if you're looking to bet Blues money line, it was minus 144. Now plus 105 with that 50% profit boost. Plus money on the Blues tonight? How do you do?
There it is. Check it out. Download FanDuel today or head to FanDuel.com/Missouri and join the excitement because Missouri, it is time to play your game with FanDuel. Must be 21 or older and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued is now withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. What's the song about, Papers? You said it's the saddest song. So what's it about if it's so sad?
It's the choices we've made.
What a vapid answer.
That was a bad answer.
Not vapid at all.
Profound regret and longing after a failed relationship.
Is that what it is, really?
But the choices we make.
That's a great answer, Chairman.
Well, read off of...
No, that was just off the cuff, really.
Sure.
Don't bicker, the Deucey is.
The Irishman is about the choices we make, and that's why I love that movie.
2019?
Yeah.
Well, couldn't every movie be considered it's about the choices you make?
Yeah, but it's really about reflecting on those choices we make. The new movie with George Clooney on Netflix right now, it's called Jay Kelly. It's very much about that. Worth your time, I would say.
What's the worst choice you've ever made, Doug?
Getting the COVID vaccine.
Oh, I'm sorry I asked.
God.
You want to know what it was? That was it.
You got an answer. If you asked the question, you got an answer.
I thought he'd be getting into journalism.
I thought that's where he was going to go with it as well.
I didn't mind stopping using Propecia. No. 2006 cost like $100 a month at the time. Now it's like nothing, right? Aren't you taking it, Papers?
Yeah.
I mean, it's finasteride now.
It's not brutally expensive at all. Quite affordable.
Wow, but it was like $100 a month.
Apparently, there's got some new thing for baldness coming out.
What's that?
Apparently, it's like the end-all, be-all cure.
What is it?
I don't know. It's in the trial process. I read a story about it the other day. It looked like raw
honey. On Tiger Board?
Raw honey.
It's Tiger.
Just raw honey, Doug. Who knows? Get some honey.
I don't know.
That's what it looks like.
I don't know that there'll ever be an end-all, be-all, because once something is dead, it's dead. Once the hair follicle dies,
it's an acne drug.
Dead.
It's an acne drug that they approved 5 years ago, and it's increasing hair growth by 500%.
Really?
Holy crap!
Yep.
Somebody's going to make $1 billion if it works.
I think the company that is in trial with it already saw a huge increase in their stock price.
So I should go to like Walgreens and get a bunch of Clearasil pads and start selling them on the black market?
Just staple them to your forehead.
It's just honey? It's like honey?
No, it's not. I said it looked like honey. That's what the serum looked like.
Huh.
But I just
still have every man in America taking that.
One would think.
All right. Well, I guess I'll be attaching Clearasil pads to my head.
Just start with that.
Nice.
See what that does. Yeah.
Just get better genes, you baldy. That's from Choke Artist 1.6.
That was unfair.
How'd that feel?
Unfair.
I'm going to take some time away and reflect on it.
Mm-hmm. Get better genes, baldy. Mean.
Guys, the worst mistake I ever made was dating the girl with the crazy eyes. Thankfully, that's a mistake I've only made 6 or 7 times since then. That's from the unknown DJ.
All right.
I guess you've never seen Pet Sematary, Doug. That's from Ollie Doesn't Know.
What does that mean?
Stephen King film?
Yeah, book adapted a couple of times, but most recently in
the context of our current conversation, what does it mean?
Jackson?
Ooh, I don't know. I saw the film, but I remember not liking it at all.
Pet Sematary?
Yeah, not a fan. Certainly not my favorite Stephen King adaptation.
Mm-hmm. Jackson, you have wonderful audio that we have not had a chance to hear, and I'm looking forward to hearing it. When this man puts in this preparation and pulls these wonderful clips, I want to hear what he's got, Doug. What do you got? We got Paul Feinbaum on Notre Dame, and we've got Jim Bowden on Jordan Walker. What do we got?
Let's start with Mr. Feinbaum saying that nobody watches Notre Dame on NBC.
Okay.
Shay, you're right, but ultimately it is just a big conundrum. And one other thing, though, Shay, Notre Dame makes all that money off that NBC contract, but does anybody watch these games? No. On the week of their biggest game of the year against Southern Cal, I think, if I have this correctly, they lost in the ratings to LSU and Vanderbilt on ABC. The problem is Notre Dame is just not, I mean, they think they're great, but they're not. They're not the draw they used to be, and that has nothing to do with the playoffs, Stephen A. It just has to do with the fact that their brand, as good as they think they aren't as big as the SEC brand or even the Big Ten brand.
That's probably true.
Well, Notre Dame's schedule plays a role in the fact that nobody watches the games, because who's going to sit there and go, good, they're playing NC State this week. Let me settle in and watch that, as opposed to whatever Big Ten game is going on or SEC games going on.
Yeah, and I think the Notre Dame-USC rivalry doesn't have the same cachet it once did.
That's correct.
And when they say nobody watches, that might mean they're not number one in the ratings.
Right.
They could still be, probably still bringing in millions from it.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's all relative.
Yeah.
They make about $50 million from that TV deal.
Ooh, What do you think? I'm super crowdsourcing here, but what do you think like the best revenue split would be for a conference affiliation? I would assume it's short of 50.
Probably the Pac-12 because they only have to chop it up two ways with Oregon State, Washington State.
And everyone's watching those games.
But who's the provider? Pocket tube?
It's probably on the Live Golf channel.
Yes, he does.
Let's see. The recent reports and commentary, particularly from late 2025, suggesting Notre Dame's TV ratings on NBC have shown signs of decline or struggle against other top games. Their ratings have decreased. In prior years, like 2023, certain Notre Dame games set records, though, with the Navy rivalry game being the most watched in its history, showing that high points still exist. Ratings often include streaming numbers, which can boost overall figures, but core broadcast viewership may be lagging. So the perception is that Notre Dame's ratings aren't as dominant as they once were, leading to questions about their brand's pull, even as they remain a significant draw in football. Oh, I would love it, even though I cannot imagine it if it would happen. But my goodness, if Notre Dame joined the SEC.
Oh my God! Wow.
There's all kinds of things well beyond football that would come into play with that.
That would be a 365-day like watching for me. Like that would be every single day, refreshing tabs.
The Big Ten's already sitting at 18. Bring Notre Dame on down to the SEC. Have fun.
Why don't they knock out Rutgers, send him to the ACC or somewhere else, and put Notre Dame in the Big Ten?
That school that invented college football. You're just going to disrespect them like that.
Yes. Sorry.
Sorry to our friends.
Thanks for the idea. Now scram. You don't need Rutgers in the Big Ten.
Frances is going to be so pissed at you.
I'm an ND hater, but I got to say that the SEC games have lead-ins all day. NBC does not. That's from Steven Time. Making an observation that NBC just has the one-off.
I don't buy any of it. I don't buy that at all.
Also,
did you ever watch or not watch a game because of the lead-in?
In 2025, like on YouTube TV, I don't even know what channel I'm watching. I just see on the home bar what's on, and I click on it. I have no idea what station it's on. The only time I have to mess around with it is like Blues games when I got to go into the Amazon Prime app so I can watch the Blues.
By that reasoning, you'd be watching something, you go, oh my goodness, Mizzou's coming on. I guess I'll just watch that now too.
Yeah,
I'm too lazy to turn the channel.
I think ESPN and College Game Day having such a strong foothold over pregame television, and ABC being a part of the ESPN family there probably does more than any lead-ins, but I don't know. I'm not a TV executive, nor am I classically trained.
I think the lead-ins might affect if you're watching regular network TV or the news is coming on right after that and they give you a tease, oh, I've got to see that. I don't think it has much of an effect on football games.
Jackson, you also have Jim Bowden talking about Jordan Walker and his status. What do we got here?
So Jim Bowden talked to Ali Marmol about Jordan Walker, and this is Jim Bowden relaying that to the guys on foul territory.
How on earth can you package Jordan Walker in anything? The guy, is there value for that? And the Royals, you have Chris Bubich is the one going back to the Cardinals in that trade. The Royals can't do this again, can they? They already got rid of Brady Singer last year, and that didn't work out well. And now they're like, oh, yeah, you know what? Jim said we should get rid of another starting pitcher for an outfielder who had almost a -2 WAR.
All right, Eric, so I love great comeback. So I just talked to Oliver Marmol. We had him on my SXM radio show, and Oliver Marmol was very, very clear in his thoughts of Jordan Walker, which are, Jim, please be patient. Because I started the question by saying, I hate being wrong on players, and I have been wrong on Jordan Walker. So I'm like, please tell me at some point I could be right. And he said, please be patient. He goes, I'm telling you, he's going to be a late bloomer, but he's going to get there. I don't know if he is or not, but I'm going to still hold out hopes. He said he's making a lot of adjustments at the plate, and he thinks he could still become a star. So we'll see. I mean, they're monitoring him. He's doing a lot of work this offseason.
There you go.
Okay. I would hope so. The question is, how long are you patient?
Well, you definitely don't trade. I would think not trading him now because you're trading him at very low value when his upside is still high. Perceived upside, at least.
Yeah. But it's a hard call. How long are you patient with somebody? How long do you go with Gorman as an everyday player?
Well,
is he there?
Championship aspirations might not be the goal this year. So I think this year is certainly you're the Run them out. See what happens.
They've been running them out.
We will have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day coming up. Email in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. That is coming up. It's TMA 101 ESPN. Michael's Flooring has been family and locally owned for over 30 years and online at igotfloored.com. That's igotfloored.com, where you can find Michael's Flooring, and you also can get 3 samples free from Proximity Mills just by going to igotfloored.com. Michael's passion's flooring, so when you order from him, he wants you to have the best experience for the best price, and that's why he's making sure he gets the best installers and giving them $7 a square yard, which is incredible compensation in this industry. Just come in or talk to them, and you're going to see the difference. They want to make sure they suggest the best thing for you and not pushing what corporate's telling them they have too much of. There is a reason that Michael's Flooring has continued to grow through the 31 years. Employees love working for him as they feel like family, and he makes sure they are taken care of. And this then rubs off to the families buying the product as they know they have the best interests of the buyers. They have 3 locations in Creve Coeur, in Darden Prairie, and St. Peter's. Come see why people are loving getting floored by Michael, and make sure you visit igotfloored.com.
Hey, this is Jackson with the Sports Center update, driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Blues back in action tonight, taking on the Boston Bruins. You can catch that game right here on your home of the Blues, 101 ESPN, pregame at 6, puck drop at 7. That was another Sports Center update, driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's TMA 101 ESPN. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Chairman Kurt with you on the program. Little Jackie Papers is on the ones and twos. And Doug, we are ready for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. A lot like Papers show prep, this email has got nothing. What do you want from me? Comedy? Check. Early morning show references? Check. Unchecked desires for Sharon and Clayton? Check. Civil War references? Check. Ellen breaking down barriers? Double check. I'm checking boxes like Mizzou checks 7 8-win seasons. Cash, money. Caller Adams' sweet melodic rendition of the greatest song 1994 was the icing on my TMA cake. He can show me the world anytime. Disney tunes on sports radio is a strong play, boys. Jackie, great music selections today. Keep bringing it. That's from Bro Fallon.
Bro Fallon.
Good morning. Here is my Mount Rushy of Elton John songs. Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting. The Bitch is Back. Jackrabbit. And Tiny Dancer. Thanks. That's from Hoosier Daddy.
We didn't need to hear that.
P.S. Doug, won't you be my Tiny Dancer?
The Hoosier Daddy. The answer is no.
Team Marv here at Marv's Podcast and Training Bra Emporium, coming to you live for a big announcement. Folks, brace yourselves. After 20 years of meticulous hype, cryptic hints, and a veil of secrecy so absolute it bordered on performance art, the moment has arrived. We are finally releasing the interview that has lived in whispered legend for 2 decades. A former Wet Seal assistant manager from 2003 and the backup goalie from the St. Louis Vipers preseason roster. And what waited for us inside this time capsule? No forgotten revelations, no St. Louis's most attractive people spoilers, no cultural tremors, just 2 very polite people recalling events no one has referenced since dial-up internet. Stay tuned, listeners. That's from Marv. Hashtag open to network. Doug, Marv is looking to network.
Marv looking to network.
Camera loves you, not sun glare blinds the loyal fans. Shade defense is weak. Basketball insight, but you're dribbling with the glare. Tint the glass, MVP. Streaming in harsh light. Your hot takes now medium rare. Bench the windows, coach. Until next time, that's from the TMA Troubadour.
TMA Troubadour.
And finally, well, Doug, Jalen Hurts wasn't much good to his fantasy owners last night with no touchdowns and 5 turnovers, including 2 on the same play. Meanwhile, in Toronto, Austin Matthews scored an empty netter with 0.6 seconds to play to bail out all the degenerates who bet on him at -200 to score a point. And what's the media in this town talking about? A bunch of artists who did or didn't perform at some stupid award show 33 years ago. Did you notice that Libby Jack read the performing artists in the exact order their list on Wikipedia?
That's the order in which they appeared.
Except he left out En Vogue. Free your mind, and the rest will follow. Be colorblind, don't be so shallow. It's an infinitely better song than the lame Marky Mark crap that Libby Jack loves so much and was hilariously nominated for Best Rap Video. Also, Michael Jackson was performing from London while U2 was in Pontiac, Michigan, not at the actual award show. Dana Carvey pretending to remotely drum for U2 as Garth was as lame as Howard Stern's Fart Man bit. Indeed, there were many outstanding performances at the award show proper, including Nirvana performing Lithium, Pearl Jam performing Jeremy with the Recess Ladies' Breasts, How Could I Forget? GNR performing November Rain, and Eric Clapton performing Tears in Heaven as Kurt Cobain and Eddie Vedder slow dance together off camera under the stage.
Wrap it up, Buck. Wrap it up.
Seriously, though, pre-Boogie Nights Marky Mark was a complete joke. Although I know we all use that roller coaster handy scene in Fear, right, Doug? That's from Buck Swope, DBA, The Recess Ladies' Breasts.
A little long for me today. A little long. A little wordy.
I like Basketball Diaries.
Yeah. I'm going to go for Marv because I appreciate the fact he is looking to network. Marv.
I got Marv as well.
I was pretty into the leadoff hitter, Bro Fallon.
Marv has won the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, and that is an interview with a Wet Seal assistant manager and also the backup goalie from the Vipers preseason roster. They just released it.
About time.
Time for us to shut it down. BK and Ferrario are up next. Jackson, have we tended to all of our business?
All of it.
All right, fair enough. That means BK and Ferrario are up next. For Jackson Burkett, for Chairman Kurt, for Martin Kilcoyne, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Sullivan Vaughn, I am Tim McKernan, and this has been The Morning After, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen on TMA, STL YouTube channel, and 101 ESPN.